1. All right, it's Good Friends, Good Games. It is episode 47. We just had a big old long conversation about renting in California or in anywhere, and it's not fun.
No.
It's horrible.
It is.
All right.
Very much so.
10th of August, guys, guess what? Some of you may
Cheating
know. Some of you may know. I am 5 days away from 41.
Oh.
Happy early birthday.
What do you want for your
Thank
birthday?
you. What do I want for my birthday? A big fat hug from you, and I'm gonna get that in roughly another month.
That'll be a late birthday present though. What do you really want?
The good things come to those who wait.
Really expensive comic books.
Don't
Really
say that.
expensive nerd fandom
Erik,
shit.
just point me to the nearest comic book store when I'm over there, and I'll get you something.
Go ahead, Dina. Go ahead.
I mean, I did try and charge a contestant of my game show to pay me $100 for me to give them a hug. So I mean, I get it.
Is that Morgan?
No,
Morgan's doing the whole pay $100 to have dinner with a streamer. Who did that? Oh,
yeah,
Pokemon, right?
pay for my flight, pay for my hotel, pay for my meal, and I'll give you a hug.
I'll give you a hug. Pay for my whole damn visit, and I'll give you a hug. But
yeah,
I can't do expensive comic books right now. Although we are going to the Comic-Con in October. So I'll probably end up picking stuff. No, that one just happened. This is LA Comic-Con, which is
Okay, that's what I
small.
thought.
Yeah, LA Comic-Con. Yeah, we do well, I would like to go do San Diego Comic-Con, but you're practically winning the lottery getting those tickets.
Yeah, it's expensive and just holy moly.
It's
I'm
the
just
whole
so
It's
glad
so
I
hard.
can go
Yeah,
on
they're
Fan
so
Expo.
hard.
I'm
They're
so
like
excited.
PAX. They're like PAX tickets back in the day.
PAX is
Now-
fairly easy to get now, right?
Now
Yeah,
it
it is
is
now, yeah.
because it's not the same PAX as it used to be. Like Microsoft isn't there anymore. PlayStation's not there anymore.
Damn.
Just it's like half
big
as many
companies aren't here.
booths.
Come join us.
But yeah, now they'll be lucky if they maxed out.
So
Rest in peace, PAX.
Rex in peace. I'm assuming the people here have seen all the spoilers on Deadpool and Wolverine, right?
I mean, I watched it, so I don't have to worry about spoilers.
Probably for those who care. I don't, so it's all good.
So all I can say is I am glad I made the comic book purchases I did when I did because I saved money.
Oh bow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are you ever the person that is going to sell? You're going to buy and sell and make profit, or you in it for the long haul?
They're in it for the long haul, but
Okay.
it's one of those situations where I look at it where I want to get in, and if I'm going to do it, right? So if you do not know, I bought an X-Men 266, which is the first cover appearance of Gambit, which some consider the first appearance of Gambit.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought that actually just shy of a year ago. March I bought it. So I bought that and I paid $200-$300. That comic's jumping up in price now because of the movie. But what I do is I pick a comic that I want to buy and I'm like, I want the first appearance of this person. And my goal is to get it before I'm priced out of the market. So it's not necessarily to get it cheap and then sell it someday at profit. It's more like, if I want this, I need to buy this now before it catches on and I'm priced out of the market. Which is kind of what we did with Pow with the whole Spider-Gwen thing. We bought her first appearance at $500 because once they take her character further and put her in more movies and stuff, that book's going to go up significantly in price to where Pow would be priced out. And it no longer becomes justifiable. That book comes, $2,000. Then you're like, well, I don't have $2,000 to buy a book I would like to own anymore. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I do. I forgot the AC. 1 second.
Turn on the AC.
So I have one of those fluctuating ones where if it hits a temperature, it turns off and then back on and so. And it was off for a good 30 minutes. So, yeah, I'm in one of those situations now where it's I'm going to buy that Gambit before I'm priced out. Which is what I did. And then I started looking at the first appearance of Harley Quinn in comics, and I'm already priced out of that market.
Oh,
I'm already priced out of that. That's
I think that's going to be up for a while.
Well,
Right.
That's interesting because Harley Quinn was a character that was actually introduced in the TV show, wasn't she? And then
Correct.
went into the comics after she became popularized. So it's interesting.
Yeah, but that book is expensive now, and I'm like, damn, I'm priced out of that. I'm not gonna be able to get that one. But yeah, all I can say is regarding that movie, I'm glad I bought the book when I did.
How much is the Gambit one now, Eric? Out of curiosity.
I actually haven't looked in a minute though, but when I was looking, it was about 100, 200 more. Like it was already climbing. But I'm glad I bought it when I did. The Harley Quinn one, I'm priced out already, so that's a rough one. But so we'll see what I grab next. But anyone have anything exciting? I've just been working. Working.
Same. I've just been working on, like, if I'm not working at my actual job, I'm literally working off like camera, like on stuff for content. That's all I've really done over the last few weeks. And I'm literally like, I think I'm going to be taking a week off from stream next week to try and finish this one I'm working on, basically, because it's like that much content that I have to like edit down into like a full video. So that's all I've been doing, really, honestly. So
yeah, dude, the work life, man. I actually worked till like 11:30 last night, I think it was. I had a break in between, but I had to do something late last night because you can't do things when people are working, so you gotta do it off hours.
That IT life. Josh
IT
is the
life,
same.
man.
Like he'll take a huge chunk of break in the afternoon because it's like can't do anything right now, or I'm waiting on something to happen. And then, like 8 o'clock, he'll be like, I gotta do this work thing. I'm like, ugh, that sucks.
Yeah, dude, it sucks. Pal doesn't like it either. She'll be like, oh, can we go do this? And it's like, I gotta go work on this. And then she'll kind of get like that sad face.
Can you do it from home though?
Yeah, I do almost all of it from home.
Yeah. Okay.
So unless it's something that like requires me to be there, like, then I'll go in. Like, what did I have to do one time? I had to do something with our printer network, so I had to be there to test the printer.
Yeah.
To make sure the stuff worked, but that wasn't a. That
but
was
like 90% of your work is not on site. It's virtual, right? You do the virtual side.
Oh yeah, dude. Tons of my stuff is virtual. Like I have one of our production centers, which is basically one of our main offices, is the one I work in LA. So like I have to go there a couple times a week just to make sure that everything's okay there. But like 95% of my work is all done remotely.
Yeah.
Everything's up in the cloud now, floating in the air.
Cloud. Yay.
Everything. So, anyone got anything? Zenith, Everis, what do you guys been doing?
Gosh.
What haven't you been doing?
Oh yeah, working on like I actually started video editing recently in the past couple of weeks because I've been throwing up some of my Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze footage up on YouTube again. So feels nice to be able to like do some like proper edits. On that, I've been designing like my own version of Monopoly, making like a Zelda themed Monopoly. And I'm just excited for Fan Expo. But I gotta say though, it's it's been so weird. I was mentioning this on the stream yesterday. It feels like the more effort I put into like editing something, the less exposure it gets or the less views. So I'm just like, come on.
You should just AI yourself. Just AI it and see what happens.
Fuck it. Actually, no, I wouldn't be able, I won't be doing that. But yeah.
I've seen lots of people talk about the algorithm being a piece of shit. Like especially like Instagram. Yeah. Like people are having to like change the type of content they release simply because the algorithm doesn't pick it up. Like it's ridiculous. It's not just you, bub.
Yeah, dude, algorithms are ass. Like the whole thing is just ass because it's literally designed to just like bump up the posts that get. Yeah. It's a weird system which Hannah probably is better at this than I am, but it's like this system where it's like, okay, this clip went viral, so that person now has this amount of exposure, right? So it's going to keep dumping that clip out. But what it is as soon as someone responds to that clip, it's going to dump more of their content into their feed over the other stuff that they could possibly be searching for. So it just keeps dumping the same like people into your feeds.
Yep.
I hate. I was actually talking to Josh about this. I hate how it works now because it's like you click on one thing. Okay, so I clicked on one. This is a random example. I clicked on some gal's like hair care routine. She had amazing hair and I'm jealous and I will never have her hair. But I was like, what is your routine? What do you do? I click on it. Great. Okay, cool. You have hair that I will never obtain. I'll never achieve those goals. Now, all in my feed is hair. Hair. And specifically like curly hair. And I will never have curly hair. I have straight as spaghetti hair. But now all I get is curly hair. It's like I don't have fucking curly hair. Just it's like you click on one thing and now everything in your feed is that one thing that you clicked on. It's like,
that's
for
what
Christ's
happens.
sake.
Can we rebrand the podcast to just Hairverse and Big Hair Dil?
Just Everis.
And Erik. Yes, and
Legend of
Erik.
Hair.
It was just one example.
Legend of Herif.
So
Oh God.
you want to know what's really creepy on algorithm, right? So Pow and I were in it was like a Macy's or a Nordstrom's or one of those things, right? And Pow and I do this thing called the ring game. Don't get excited, chat.
Hold up.
Right.
The ring game?
The ring game. Don't get
The
excited.
Lord of the Rings, obviously.
No,
Yeah,
I was thinking the movie The Ring. I was like, no.
Oh, no, not
don't
that,
do
not that.
Don't that one. No, that one.
Anyway, the chat, don't get excited, chat. We're not there yet. All right. But we play the ring game where Pow and I go over to the like the engagement ring thing, right? The little
Oh, that's
case.
cute.
Oh, okay.
And do you guess
Cute.
which ones that
She tells me, all right, which one are you grabbing or which ones are you picking? And then I pick, right? And then that's what we do. We play the game. I do the same thing with watches where I'll take her over to the watch case and I'll be like, okay, you're picking. It's like my birthday or it's our anniversary or whatever. Which one are you picking, right? And then I tell her how well she did. Out of nowhere, Pow goes on Instagram one day, right? Like a day or two
rings.
after,
Uh-oh.
and the ring stuff started showing up in her feed.
It's
It
so
listens
annoying.
to
Yeah.
you. It knows.
Yep.
So like, shit, they're listening to you. I don't
Yes,
know.
they are.
It's
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
be listening
Absolutely.
to.
The power of cookies.
Absolutely.
Now, to be fair, it could be using like GPS or whatever. Like if you leave, you have Google Maps and
Could
GPS
be.
running in the background, it could see that you're at a jewelry store, and then it will start piping that stuff into your feed, right? And things like that. But she got freaked out. She's like, "Oh my God, what the hell?"
Well, you know what's like even more annoying is when you buy something off the internet and suddenly you get ads for that thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, I just freaking bought this thing. Why do I need ads for this
You can have another one, though.
same thing? I don't need 2 vacuums.
You never know. One might break.
Then you bought a shitty vacuum.
Tell that to my mum.
Don't buy cheap vacuums. Vacuums is one of those things I learned when I became an adult. Vacuums are one of those things I learned where like you get your money's worth. If you buy a cheap ass vacuum, you're going to be buying another one in a year or two.
Mattress. You should always buy an expensive mattress. Do not buy a cheap mattress because you're
Why would you
spending
buy
a
cheap
third
mattress?
of your life.
Because
Because
people
people
are
just
like,
want-
people are young. They have, you just learned how hard it is to get rent and all this stuff. Now you need a mattress.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
But
So,
at the same time, don't cheap out on a mattress. Like,
You
God
spend
damn.
you spend a third of your life at least on that thing. It should be good.
yeah.
It
That's
should
the
be a
one
good
thing.
thing.
That's the one piece of furniture I always like. I tell people, I was like, if you have to finance a piece of furniture, like if you have to, I don't recommend you do, but if you have to finance any piece of furniture, it should be your bed and your mattress.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And that's it, like that. And if you're at your desk like 8-9 hours a day, then yeah, finance the chair.
Get a chair. Yep.
Ergonomics chair, especially.
Yeah, because you spend half your life sleeping in it, and then you're spending a third of your day working in the chair. Like, you will save yourself enormous amounts of money paying for it there, rather than your back problems and your medical issues and the chiropractic bills and all that
Exactly.
shit you need. Like,
I
as you get
actually no,
older.
I object there because Everis needs that business.
Oh, that's true. I do need business. I
You do need
business.
so I don't know about that.
There are plenty of other ways to fuck up your body other than your bed.
Right. But yeah, that's the only two. Like a couch, fucking, like I said, go to the used furniture store, like, and get a couch a quarter of the price or whatever. Do not finance a couch. That's just stupid. Go finance the bed because that's where it's really going to matter. But anyone got anything else before we get into the old video games?
Josh and I's 4-year anniversary was on the 8th.
Hey, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you very
Congrats.
much. We are, he has a special, we're going out to dinner tomorrow night. He hasn't told me where it is. He just said,
Ooh.
I think the restaurant description said elegant casual, which I feel is kind of contradictory. Like attire, elegant casual. What does that even mean?
So that would be elegant casual.
Elegant casual.
That
Because
basically
elegant is like long dress, right? It's not knee high. It's not
right.
the long dress. You know,
So for him,
slacks, nice shoes.
So like I would imagine elegant casual, I would assume for him would be like suit but no tie. Like
Okay.
that's basic.
Yeah, elegant casual is easier to determine for men than it is for women. For women, it's like, what the hell are you talking about? What are you?
Right.
What do you mean? But I don't know.
I would imagine you could do business attire. I would imagine you could do like a business dress.
I think that they don't want people coming in. I think elegant casual rules out like prom dress. That makes sense.
Right.
Like, because if you say elegant, people are like, oh, prom dress. You know, that kind of thing. Silk, satin, that kind of stuff.
Right.
But I think elegant casual is like, oh, maybe a dress below the knees, or I don't know. But
I would imagine you can get away with. I would imagine you can get away with one of those, like, what is it, the little black cocktail dress or whatever that is a thing. Yeah, I imagine you can get away
maybe
with
like
that.
classic. Go classic.
Yeah. I'm not saying, go out there and, your Gucci and your Prada or whatever, but the finest thing you can afford, but
I think the nicest thing I own is like I don't even know.
You don't even know.
Nothing good. It's like whatever I could find. I don't know. I've never really been into like a name brand thing. It's just like, does this dress look good? It does. Let's buy it.
There's so much stuff that goes on behind the scenes with that designer stuff. Like, it's ridiculous how much people spend on that stuff versus how much it costs them to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's funny because like now you can buy like Amazon alternatives.
Mm-hmm.
So there'll be people on like social media and be like, is this Amazon or is this trying to come up with like fancy brand right now in my head.
Like Louis Vuitton or whatever. Yeah.
Sure, Louis Vuitton, and it's like the same thing because they're probably sourcing it to the same factory or whatever. I don't know. I just think, I get the whole like artistry behind the fashion industry, but I don't know. Did you guys heard that like the Louis Vuitton built like the cases for all of the Olympic medals given out to the athletes?
I did
and
not
there's
know
something
that.
like $60,000 each or something like that, something ridiculous. And it's like, I don't think, like, if you sold this item to somebody on the road, not on the road, if you sold this to somebody, the actual price to make this item is not $60,000.
Right.
I can
No.
guarantee you.
But you put Louis
it's
Vuitton
just-
on it and it's like $60,000. There you go.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
These places always like, before, real quick, like it's all marketing, guys. Like, it's literally all marketing. And if you like pay attention to this kind of stuff, I've been on a whole like rabbit hole on this kind of stuff, right? Because I've been trying to learn how to save more money, and because I'd like to own a house someday, right? So I'm like going down this whole rabbit hole of this shit and figuring out how to like avoid it. And like these places all do the same thing. All these brands, they sell you on their heritage. Like, you're buying this product with a rich history and yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. It's all
That, or if they have a really good marketing campaign.
right.
because you're seeing all these like these companies that came out of nowhere and they have this really good ad campaign and they just sell you on their product where you can buy it somewhere else for half the price at least.
Which should tell you something, because the truly wealthy don't wear this shit.
That's
like,
true, yeah.
Like Steve Jobs, like Mark Zuckerberg has the same black shirt he wears every single day, right?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a black t-shirt, but it's a $600 t-shirt.
Right.
But you would have never guessed because it just looks like a black t-shirt, because that's what those guys do. The Bezoses and all that world, they just, everything is label free, but it's all custom made, or it's all crazy expensive, but it doesn't look it. My V-Bucks are my power. Zenith's in the chat right now. If you're watching us on twitch.tv or YouTube, thank you. We appreciate it. If you're listening to this on, your Spotify, your Apple, whatever you catch your podcast, we appreciate you as well. Thank you for that. So enough of that talk. Let's go ahead and let's roll into some video games.
Yes. Everis, I want to hear about Planet Zoo.
Yep. Everis does not get out of talking about her zoo this week.
Everis, tell us about the Planet Zoo.
Yeah.
I just made a fennec fox exhibit.
Ooh,
hey,
what
a fennec fox?
What's a fennec
You don't know
fox?
what a fennec fox? They're the cutest mother.
Are they the little red
animals on
ones?
The freaking planet.
Fox.
No, those are red
it's
red
the one with
pandas.
the big
Those are red
ears,
pandas.
The one with the big
Yes.
ears. Yeah, those
Yep.
ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
adorable.
Look how freaking I love them. Freaking love them.
Yes. Oh, interesting question in the chat for you, Everest. Are the butterflies still reproducing?
Yes. No, I gave
fucking?
I gave him I gave him contraceptives. I gave him butterfly contraceptives.
Can't believe it's not butter.
Butter condoms.
They're butter free.
No, I learned that lesson because every minute of in-game time, I was like, this butterfly is just reproduced. This butterfly is just reproduced. And it's not just like one butterfly. You're ending up with like 5 more butterflies when you already had like 20 butterflies.
So it goes.
And then all the butterflies,
do you know what they
all
say?
the butterflies get pissed off because they're like, there's too many butterflies in here. And then their mood decreases. And
you know what they say?
And then you get
what they say,
protests.
Evers?
Huh?
Butter free the nipple.
Oh, no.
My God.
I don't want to do a follow-up title with
Boo. Boo. Everyone in chat, boo Zen. Boo.
Boo Zen.
You know, and if the animals get too upset, then you start getting like protesters in your park and stuff. You get like a red alert and it's like protesters have entered your zoo.
PETA came to your zoo?
Is protesting this issue. It's a riot.
I just imagined Peter Griffin coming to your zoo there.
It kind of is like that. It really, and it's not. It doesn't take long. It doesn't take long before protest. Like it'll show the alert, and maybe 30 seconds later, and if you don't address the issue, it's like protesters have come to blah blah blah.
30
it's really
seconds.
fast.
Oh my God.
It's a really fast process.
Can you name the protesters? Can you call them Peter, or do they like just have their own like generic names in the game?
I believe they come in as people, like guests, like zoo guests, and then but they're specifically coming to your park to protest your.
They come in as regular guests,
and then that decreases your other people's experience at the zoo, and then it just decreases your zoo rating.
Yeah.
They come
and
in
then
as
I would just be like, hey, they paid for a ticket. Thank you for the free money. Protest away. I don't care.
True, actually,
I don't really know this because honestly, I haven't really like tracked the protesters. But once it says protesters, I'm like fuck, and you just like sad but true. But
just
the security guards grab the hoses.
You just end up selling a ton of. You just end up selling a ton of freaking
merch,
animals, or selling them. No, or like releasing them to the wild or whatever you can do at that.
I'm very disappointed.
Hold on, my light is being a bitch.
It's okay. I am very, very disappointed because Everest told me it was on sale and she said, and go grab it. And then I went and spent the day with Pal. And then when I got up in the morning to go buy it, it was already full price again.
Usually the sale's like 24 hours. Like if it's just its own thing and it's not just a general Steam sale, it's usually in about 24 hours.
Yeah. No is right. I was like, oh.
Dang it. I thought we were gonna have like fun zoo talk here together because you
maybe
played
one
zoo.
I wanted to merge our zoos. I wanted us to have a big gigantor zoo.
Multiplayer.
I can't
zoo.
even. I
Ooh.
cannot get enough zoo, honestly. So like, I'm sure I'll still be playing it by the time that you purchase it.
Yeah,
It's like all I want to play is zoo.
What's
It's
the
so
next Steam
freaking
sale?
fun.
I've looked it up. It's not till November.
There
Oh,
might
God.
be a fall sale.
Yeah, I didn't know the next fall sale's like November.
Oh man,
Yeah,
autumn sale.
Yeah.
Like they're around the time of like Black Friday ish.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Well, I will have
Yep.
the zoo. I will have the zoo soon
108
enough.
days away.
But it might go on sale again for whatever reason.
Maybe.
I'm sure like Green Man or one of them will have it on sale at some point. I was
Burning
like, damn
Man.
it. This is now I know
I've
how
also-
Pal felt when she missed the Guardians of the Galaxy for free. I was like, girl, it's free.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
grab it during Christmas or whatever. And she went and she's like, it's gone. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I felt the same way about that game content warning. That game was free for the first day it was out, and I missed my opportunity to get it for free.
It got to a point where Josh just logs on my computer and downloads it for me because I always forget.
Best boyfriend. Best
He
boyfriend.
just does it-
Best fiance.
He just
Sorry.
does it for me. No, it's all good. I get it. I get it. You know, I look forward to the day that we can talk about our zoo problems.
so what else has
I
gone
look
on in the
forward.
zoo though? Like, has anything else happened? Have you unlocked anything new besides the protesters?
Fruit
What's
bats. Fruit bats.
Hey, okay.
Ooh.
A lot of people don't like bats, but I think bats are awesome.
Oh,
Bats are super
fruit
cool.
bats especially are very cute. They're like, little.
I think so too. They're like
they're like
little
rats with
flying.
wings. You know when I did.
Yes, their faces. I don't know. People think I don't know. We actually get bats around here in this area. There's like a not very far from where I live. There's like some kind of a like cave or a tunnel or something where they you come out and there's like this mass of like bats like.
So Everis likes bats.
I do
Dan, you
like
guys
bats.
have this-
It's not my favorite animal, but I like bats.
No, I'm saying because most people are afraid of bats. Do any of you guys have this animal that you're just like straight up afraid of?
Snakes.
Oh,
Really?
Snakes. Holy fuck.
Oh,
Like,
I think I think snakes are so cool.
yeah, any movies or shows with snakes, I will literally turn it off.
So snakes on the plane. No.
Like in games, like when there's areas with snakes, it like no horror game will bother me nearly as much as like an area where I know there's like venomous snakes. Especially if they move like snakes, it's like no, this is just too much.
we have
I'm trying to
spiders in the
think.
chat. Spiders.
I
No,
can't
spiders is a
think
common
of-
one.
I can't think of like an animal I'm afraid of. Like, there's obviously animals I wouldn't want to experience in the wild, but I'm not like.
Polar bears.
You're afraid of polar bears?
Have you seen them? They're big and they're gigantic
They're
and they'll eat you
big,
apart.
but
You don't want to share a Coke with a polar bear?
They're kind of the animal that only
I don't
attack
know.
you if it needs something.
I'm just trying to
Right.
think of one that I would like. Everyone would be scared of in general. Like
Probably cougars in the wild.
excuse me.
I wouldn't want to encounter a cougar.
See, that's
wouldn't be afraid
obvious.
of your
Though. Like
mom.
that's an obvious thing. Like a cougar is a vicious like an animal. It's like someone saying I'm afraid of a lion if I run into it. Well, yeah, of course you're going to be afraid of a fucking lion. It's vicious.
I hope someone heard my joke. This is like, why would I be afraid of your mom?
Exactly. That's what I was
God
thinking.
damn it, Zenith. I'm going to turn your mic off.
Local cougars are in your area right now.
But bears are fluffy.
Sharks are a good one. I'm not
Yeah,
like
sharks.
I wouldn't say I'm like deathly
I don't
afraid
know.
of sharks.
Some sharks,
But they're
Oh.
not a comfortable animal to be
They're not
around.
a comfortable animal to be around, but they're not as deadly as you think they are if you're not bleeding.
No,
Yeah.
again, it's like they only want you if they need something from you,
Yeah.
or they
No.
mistake
They
you
will
for
only
something
taste
else.
you to see if you're tasting, and and it's only because like if they're like desperate. But the thing is though, I don't trust a lot of things in the water.
The giant squid.
Who
Mine.
would though? The water's a freaky place, and we're vulnerable in the water.
We
We
know
don't have
so little about it still.
as
Yeah,
humans.
yeah.
We're like not meant to. We're not really meant to.
We're not
Be
built
down
to
there.
Traverse
explore
the
depths
water.
of the ocean.
Yeah.
Nope.
The ocean is soup.
Whales are cool, but they're again, if I experienced it in the wild, I'd freak out because they're mass. They're just huge.
Killer whales.
Huge.
Killer whales are kind of like, you know. Ooh.
Yeah.
Killer
Pow
whales
hates
love
spiders.
humans.
Pow hates spiders.
Killer whales straight up love humans. They'll protect them.
Nah, I don't know about that. From recent events, we've learned about killer whales.
No, killer whale ate a shark that was attacking or pursuing a human. Straight, they
Killer
had it
whale
on.
protected.
They had it on a drone. A drone videoed the whole thing. Super. I think killer whales are human friendly.
So, and this has been ever since I was a
Most
little
of the time.
kid, because it happened when I was a little kid. It was a traumatic thing as a little kid. I am definitely afraid of bees.
Okay.
I fucking hate bees.
Bees aren't an animal.
Okay.
Well,
That's. I
they're
was
in the
trying to
animal
think.
kingdom.
See, then I was gonna be like spiders, right? But
Yeah.
because that's the obvious answers. But yeah, bees. Plenty of reasons to be afraid of bees.
So
The
yeah,
bees,
I don't
think-
fucking like bees, right? I hate fucking bees. So
I think bees are okay as long as you don't like annoy them. Wasps, however, are bastards.
fuck
I
that, dude.
was just gonna say that.
They're
I
all
was
in the
just
same
gonna
class
say
to
that.
No. Wasps are bastards.
Wasps eat meat, dude.
They eat
Like
meat.
they are freaking horrible. They don't pollinate. They don't do anything. They're just
They
there
don't
to.
pollinate. They're
fuck
just
around.
bastards. They're just there to be bastards. That's the end.
So those things they're all in the same fucking class to me, right? The wasp, the hornets, all of that shit. When I saw the
hornet.
what is it? The murder hornet? Fuck that thing.
Yeah. Apparently,
Fuck
the murder
that.
hornet's trying to get into the US there, Eric, so you might be careful there.
So
What's a murder hornet?
Google
Yeah,
it.
bastards.
It's a hornet on fucking steroids.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Is that what they're called? Is that their actual
Yeah.
name?
Yeah, the murder hornets were at a time with on
The
like during the
Asian
pandemic,
giant
and
hornet.
then
Yeah.
the game stop stocks.
Yeah. So
Holy fuck! It's the size of your palm.
yeah, it's
Yep.
fucking no, fuck that thing, dude. Anyway, so
Ew.
Pow and I are getting in the car.
Ew.
Pow and I are getting in the car, and it's like bee season right now, like because it's summer. We have flowers out front, and the bees are starting to show up, right? So I get in the car and I sit down like nothing's wrong, like going on, right? I look down at my knee, and there's a bee in the car sitting on my knee, and I start freaking the fuck
Aw.
out.
He's chilling. He's just chilling a ride.
I start freaking
Yeah.
the fuck out, right? And I'm like, babe, there's a fucking bee on my knee. Like, I'm freaking out, right? And she's like, oh my God. She's like, what do I do? What do I do? She's like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. She's like, I'm going to get this wad of paper towels, and I'm going to get over your knee, and I'm going to scoop it. And I was like, shaking my head like, no. And she's like, I have no choice. You can't slap it. So she's like, this was the most innovative maneuver to get the bee off of me. So she goes to scoop the bee off my knee, and I just feel the thing fucking penetrate my knee, and I'm screaming. Like, like this thing's just like, and then she's like, oh my God. And then she's like, pulls the thing off, and the stinger is flicking around in my knee, but the bee's gone.
Fuck.
And
That's
then
what happens.
she got in there, she grabbed the stinger, and then she threw the whole thing out the window, dude.
Damn.
Dude, okay. I know there's plenty of pollinators out there in the world, but we need our bees.
I know we do.
We need our
I know we do. I just
We
avoid
need our
them.
Yeah.
bees.
Like if there's a
Yeah.
bee's hive in the backyard or whatever it is, and by this gate, I will go all the way around the fucking complex to the other side.
Same.
Shabazzle says you were the bee's knees, Eric.
Yeah.
You were the
That
bee's
bee-
knees.
That bee went straight for it and jammed that fucking thorn in my knee, and I screamed. Because I
Ugh.
hate those fucking things. It doesn't even
Josh
hurt
feels
that
way
bad.
about cicadas.
It doesn't even
But
hurt that
cicadas
bad.
aren't they're not harmful, but they're just freaky because they jump around, right?
Cicadas are
All of a
just,
sudden
like,
they just
not a
jump, and then
nuisance,
there's like a
aren't they?
cicada on your
Yeah.
So
in your
to wind it
your
down,
biz.
if the bees start overpopulating Everis Zoo, I will not be visiting.
Okay.
There are no bees.
Thank God.
Not
Not yet,
bees.
anyway.
All
You
right.
have bees.
That's Planet Zoo. Dill's got. Oh my God, Dill was playing Pokemon again. We it's a
Yes.
new run. It's a new run, but we will we'll spare the Pokemon unless you have something new and specific to share about it.
I mean, I got a new personal best
Okay, time.
on Kaiser. 4 gym badges, and I got to the 5th city, gym badge city, basically. So I got the halfway point of the game.
It's like a roguelike, Eric. So like that's as far as Dil has gone before he had his one single Pokemon. Yeah. It's not a speed
I
run.
get it. It's not a speed run. I get it. I get it.
But it's
yes.
like the run has gone further for me than before. Basically.
After how many attempts? Was it 848?
Let me have a quick look.
Yeah, it's a lot.
834.
Jesus.
And now I'm currently on 893.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people that are like that play exclusively Pokemon content, Eric, for context, some of their attempts will go into like the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Welcome to Kaizo Ironman.
Blame Zen.
Is it
Blame
the glory?
Zen.
Is it literally just a glory thing?
Oh yeah,
That's
I did.
glory.
I was the one that
Zen started this.
this.
So if you want to blame anyone for this, it's Zen's fault.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm down to
Eric's,
blame Zen.
Yeah, Dill's wearing a shirt that says "Things I Hate," and it's just gonna have my name underneath him.
No, it says things I hate: low Wi-Fi, low battery, and loading.
Hashtag blame Zen. Blame Zen.
Blame Zen. It's all
Yes,
Zenith's fault.
everyone blames Zen for this because this is the only reason why I'm doing this.
Blame it the Zenith.
Yes.
See, he knows.
He's smirking because he's wearing it for badge of
He's
honor.
absorbed
Because
of what he's done.
Because he knows the day that I finally beat this, he'll be like, "You're welcome."
He's like, "Well, that's not so hard." Or, "Hey, I wasn't there for it. Can you do it again?"
Yes.
Okay. So has anyone actually beaten this Ironmon thing? Has anyone done it?
Yes. It's been done plenty of times.
Okay.
I think the biggest person that I know who's done this is Small Ant.
Is it were they just lucky, or was it literally
they got very lucky? It's all about
it's
luck.
It's all luck.
Yeah, it's all luck because he got like a really good mon which resisted a lot of types and had a really good move pool. There is no skill, no. And he
There's
got
no
really
skill,
good
it's
pickups.
all luck.
It is. It's all luck. She is correct. Yeah. So that's all it was. He got lucky. Very lucky.
Damn. Do you imagine just sheer luck and then you're top of the mountain? That's wild. It's like winning the lotto.
Literally, yeah.
Okay, so 800 and what was it? 90 tries, I think you said?
893 is what I'm currently on because I've got a mon right now that's made it all the way to Mount Moon. So that's past Brock. Anything that goes past Brock, I count as a good run. And this is my 20th time getting past Brock.
Okay. I will take back what I've said and the only reason this is all a joke with Dil, guys, because Dil spills Pokemon content on us every week to an extent.
It's almost like should be like a segment.
It flows
like,
out of his
what
ass.
Pokemon news do you have this week,
my
Dil?
mouth, every hole that I have.
It's literally Pokeria out of Dil every
Pokeria.
Yeah, Pokeria.
Pokeria, what a term.
Yeah.
Write that down, Morgan. Write that down.
He's got the Pokevirus, but in the ass.
So
actually, there's such a thing as a Pokemon virus in Pokemon called Pokerus.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to call it Povid, but that's not.
No, at least there's somebody in chat appreciates the Pokemon chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone in chat appreciates the Pokemon content.
No, we joke with Dil because Dil has literally Pokemon every week.
I don't think there's ever been a week that
no. Last week I didn't do Pokemon. Last week I
yes,
no.
You
You didn't.
absolutely did.
Did I?
You just didn't mention it.
You did.
Did I mention it last?
Oh yeah, that was Pokemon Mystery Dungeon XD / Destroyer or whatever.
He's nuts.
Yes. You did.
Oh, okay then. All
right. But I will say yes, we're joking with Dil, but. If I'm going to hear about any Pokemon, I'm actually invested in this because I forgot this is the Dark Souls of Pokemon, basically. So I'm invested in this. All right.
No.
So we'll take your report soon enough, and we'll find out when you actually complete it.
If I get a new personal best, I'll let you know. Basically, that's the last I'll say about Pokemon Kaizo Wymon for now.
Over and out.
Over and out. Copy that. And then you did some more Jump King. Did we finish the Jump King?
I did. It took me 18 hours and 52 minutes in total for my game time.
Go.
I got to the babe up top of my... So, on the last segment, I got to the babe up top on the first try on the last segment, basically. But every other time, all the other time, I got to like 97% and I kept falling. And then the last segment, there were 2 jumps left. I made both jumps successfully and got the babe. And like 20,000
I forgot the
jumps.
babe is at the top. Okay, I gotta know. Know. Was the babe actually a babe?
Yes.
Okay. Coming from
Yes.
Dills now, that's a legitimate opinion.
Hang on, I have a clip, I believe, of me actually doing it. Then
Oh.
I can share.
All right. Stand by, crowd. We're gonna stand by, chat.
Hang
We're
on a
gonna load this.
second. Where did I put it? There it is. It's a highlight that I made at the moment that I did it.
Nice.
What are we live chatting here?
Do you have a Stream Deck button that that clips your?
I don't yet. I need to set it up.
Yeah, I haven't tested it yet,
Why is it
but
not-
it's there.
Where did you put it, Dill? Where'd you put the link?
I'm trying to paste it, but it's not letting me paste.
Oh, I see.
Because maybe the file's too big.
I mean, it's a link to a video, so.
What?
Oh, there you go. It's working now.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Where am I looking? Live chat?
Yeah,
Yeah.
live chat.
All right,
I
let's
think in terms of when I get to the babe.
Ads, fuck you.
All right, here we go. Let me load this up here.
Yeah, so it's like the first minute that I actually like get it. Don't have to watch the whole thing.
Okay. Let's take a look at Dill's achievement here. Oh, after I get through this ad. Fucking Twitch, dude.
Forgot your ad blocker, Eric.
Shouldn't I?
Oh, you said add a minute.
Yeah,
This is a
just,
long
not
snippet.
a minute. Just watch the full first minute, I think. And the first minute just shows the whole thing.
Okay.
Because the rest of
Yeah.
it's just like the credits.
I can start watching Big Dill Gamer in 6 seconds.
Look at that face, Dill. That raw emotion. Of
Okay, here we go.
success.
Okay, I got
It took
it.
me 19 hours. What else do you expect?
All right.
Oh.
Here is Dill, who's gonna get the babe.
It doesn't matter. The game doesn't matter. It's just the babe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Look at his face.
That's
Yep.
the first time I made it to the
Raw
top. That's why I was
emotion.
like, holy shit.
Raw emotion.
He's thinking about it right now. He's like,
Yeah.
wow.
Can you fall at this point?
You can, yes. That first jump right there, you can fall
That's
Oh,
Dill's babe
Jesus.
face.
I have her.
Babe face.
This is literally the hottest woman Dill has ever seen.
Oh, jeez, that would be so stressful. Yeah, let's go.
try. Yep.
Got his face was like,
No.
I popped a boner.
She cute.
Babe.
You just hear the
just-
thump on his mic. Thump.
I have the babe.
She cute.
Oh my god.
There we go.
Yeah, that
Oh, you
was- that
grab
was
her.
one. Yeah, you grab her, and then guess what
Damsel in
happens
distress.
next? Oh, look at that.
Happy fun time.
Parachute down using her dress.
Oh my gosh.
You can see her dress. What the hell, you pervert?
Ugh.
Gross.
It's great. And then if you skip a bit further ahead, you can see the image of that of what the babe looks like on like a artist rendition.
You can literally hear the stress in Dill's voice, right?
Yeah.
He sounds like. Here we go. It was 30 seconds.
Was there a lot of like butt squeezing of stress? Does anyone else do that when they're stressed? They like tense up their glutes.
There was a clenching. Let's put it like that.
Yes, the butt.
clenching.
There was a clenching. Especially when I got
Yes.
to that last segment. When I got to the top, I was like, ah.
I was
Okay.
saying for my stream when I get really stressed, as like, guys, I may have swallowed the chair. My butt's got 4 wheels.
You would just absorb the
cushion has
chair
gone up my
between
rectum.
your butt cheeks.
Yes.
The tone. I'm sorry. The tone in
I'm
Dill's
about to-
voice.
I'm
After
about to
looking.
roll down the stairs with the with his ass of mine.
The ass will clench too much.
The tone in Dill's voice after looking up the babe skirt, he's like, holy shit, guys, that took like 12 hours.
19 hours.
I will give it to you, Dill. I'm glad she met
Good
your
job,
standards.
Yeah,
I'm glad she met your standards.
Yeah, and now all I got to do is do New Babe Plus and Ghost of the Babe.
New Babe Plus, what the fuck?
New Babe, it's legit. The next DLC is called New Babe Plus.
Is that true?
Yeah,
You're not just making that shit up.
No, look it up on the Jump King website. It's literally like New Babe Plus and Ghost of the Babe.
Ghost of the Babe.
Yeah,
I'm very disappointed. I'm very
yeah, and
disappointed.
apparently, someone in the community told me there's a modified map that sort of the community's created called Immortal Ghost of the Babe.
Oh my god.
I'm very disappointed because there's a little missed opportunity that they didn't capitalize on the Elden Ring craze and call it like Shadow of the Babe Tree or something like that. Like they just could have full on capitalized on that thing.
Shadow of the Babe Tree?
Yeah, Shadow of the Babe Tree. I mean, you don't know.
Don't act like you're surprised by this, Everis. Don't act like you're surprised.
There's a Super Mario map as well, yes.
Oh my gosh, there should be like a hardest difficulty version called a Getting Over Babe.
Yeah.
Oh
seriously.
yes, that would actually be
Getting
really
over
good.
Babe.
If that's not already
Love it.
like a modded map, it should.
I'm just
Love
gonna say, judging by this game and the title of this game and the whole concept of this game, I don't think these guys are going for that like elegant, work of art video game. Like I think they're serving a purpose here.
It's a game with a simple direction.
Yeah.
It's the getting over it. It's getting over it should be its own genre. It's the getting over it genre.
As Kitty says right there, Getting Over Babe featuring Bennett Baby.
Oh wow.
Ain't that something?
That's amazing.
I will say it was actually a babe. Good for you, Dill. I thought they were going to give you some,
it would have been hilarious if it
2 a.m. last call.
Something
Congrats on your babe.
Last call hooker. Yeah. Is that what you're going to say?
No. No, you took it to the extreme.
You disappoint me, Erik. You disappoint me.
That's what happens when you don't finish your sentences. No, I'm just kidding.
I was trying to not interrupt. He has a surprise coming. Castle Crashers. Dill, you should do Getting Over It Gauntlet speedrun, all the notoriously hard platformers back to back. That's the recommendation from Prom.
Nobody should do that.
Nobody should do that unless they want to punch something.
That is Jump King. He got to the babe.
Celeste is on my list for sure, so I will be playing Celeste one day.
Oh, I've heard of Celeste. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hollow Knight. How's Hollow Knight going? This was last week too, right? Or last pod?
No. Hollow Knight's a recent one I started playing because, the lore behind it is that I first played this game about 7 years ago. I got stuck like 8 hours into the game. I stopped playing it and I just didn't return to the game for 7 years. And I just thought, you know what? I feel like returning to something that I haven't played in a long time. So I just thought, Hollow Knight.
Well, now you got your you've gotten your platformer practice, right? With this jumping game. And now it's like, all right, I can take Hollow Knight.
I will admit, my jumping skills in Hollow Knight are actually pretty good.
Now I want to play Hollow Knight. I have never played Hollow Knight.
You should do. It's beautiful.
One of those. It's like really good, but you have to accept that you will probably be bad at it.
You will.
Okay.
That is one of the. That is the.
It is a 2D Metroidvania Souls-like game, pretty much.
Oh, I'm about
That's the best way I can describe it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very fast-paced, right? It's like you die and you're like, it's like.
If you have to be quick reacting. There's one boss.
But it's not as fast as like Super Meat Boy, right? Where it's just you die and it's like instant, like start over, right?
There's some bosses that you have to be fast with. There's some that are a lot slower, and you can time their pacing basically. Where it's like, it's kind of like rhythm. Like it's kind of like you learn how they move, and then you time your moves right basically to dodge the movesets and attack whenever you can attack. That's basically how Hollow Knight goes.
I'm pretty good with that until they start throwing out projectiles in my direction.
Oh, there was a boss
and
that
there's
I
like
encountered.
sun,
Yeah.
you know, like when there's like, it's like what I could describe like sun rays of projectiles in every direction.
Nice.
And you're just like,
Yeah.
Where you have that
was-
one little shred of space to get out of the way.
yes.
Yep.
Exactly. That's where I like really suck as a platformer gamer when that shit stuff happens. So I can never play things like, what do you call it? Like what? Well, yeah, actually, I wasn't even thinking of.
Prom just asked us if any of us beat Cuphead. I fucking haven't beaten Cuphead.
I have.
Cuphead beat me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Cuphead and yeah.
I gotta know. How Zenith? How did you do this? How long did it take you?
I beat it in 4 streams.
I thought you didn't beat it.
No, I beat it, but like I replayed it again with multiplayer though,
Oh,
and with
okay.
crowd control.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like that was just like a one-off stream. Whereas for
Who was it here that got stuck on? You're talking about Cuphead,
Oh,
right?
I was.
That's still-
What happened there? Discord just froze me for a second.
Did it?
I'm good. Still connected to me.
I was scared my PC just crashed, and I was just like, no, fuck, no.
I think you're good.
Yeah, my
You're
frames
good
are
on my
good.
end.
Yeah, my frames are good.
Okay, all right.
But you're talking about Cuphead, right?
yeah, Cuphead.
Who was it
No.
here that got stuck?
That was
Right.
Dill.
Oh,
No, there's his face.
okay.
Look at him. Look at him. That's
That
the moment in his life that he rethought everything.
Oh man.
This is a look of a man right now, everyone. This is a look of a man that literally regrets that year of his life.
Well,
You know
I've
you wanna
definitely
play more
played
Cuphead.
games
Dills.
like that. I played
There's
games
a-
like that. I was like, why did I even spend that
okay,
many
so
hours?
with Cuphead, the thing is that I actually had it as a St. Jude goal, but I didn't reveal it because it didn't hit the goal.
Ah.
revisit
It's
it.
$1 million goal. $1 million and I'll play Cuphead. That
I
was
think
the
it
goal.
was $1,000. I think it was $1,000 for Ace of St. Jude. If it was $1,000, I would have done it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would
okay,
have done that
save
early.
it for next year. Save it for next year.
I'm saving it for
guys,
next year, yeah.
If we had
Because now we're gonna
$1,000,
hype it up, right?
I know we're
We're gonna
yeah,
hype-
you want to try and get people to be like, all right, it's gonna be a
Interested.
while. But $1,000 for him to play a game that he absolutely just hates, definitely do that.
Yeah, because now we're talking about it, and now it's a thing, and now that's just gonna be even more
Yeah.
more impact
I might
the
return
next time
one
you
day.
try.
Well, I might return because I'm doing like a bunch of
charity.
other hard shit, so I may as well like go full blown masochist and destroy myself mentally and physically.
That's
You just did Jump King.
Jump King
You
was
just did Jump King.
so
Okay,
Jump King was simple because Jump King had no bosses in it. It was just jumping, and that was it.
Yeah,
Cuphead
kind of
is
like
a
the whole
bastard.
like Flappy
Okay.
Bird thing, right? It's
Well-
simple
Yes.
but complicated at the same time.
So let's look
Yeah.
at
I
it
get
too,
you.
though. Everis, look at the
Hmm.
goal in Jump King and look at Dill.
Yeah.
It was clear why Dill finished Jump King. So,
Did you know that was what was going to be at the end?
oh, that's
Oh,
the
yes.
whole thing. Yeah, he knew.
I do my research. Trust me.
So it wasn't even like a surprise. It was like, oh, here's Babe.
I just didn't know what Babe looked like. That's all. I knew there was a Babe. I just
Okay.
didn't know what Babe
Okay.
looked like. And now I
So,
do.
And before there's a mod and it's Babe the pig. Look,
There
you
probably was a
found
mod for
Babe.
that. There probably was a mod for that, honestly. No.
I'm
That
sure,
would be
yeah.
funny. That'd be funny.
Babe the pig.
Kitty just mentioned a very unfortunate moment in my life, and it is the
Oh,
Dark
yeah,
Souls,
Dark Souls
the Dark
3.
Souls 3 stream.
Pedfridge
Fuck
Farm
that.
remembers, Eric.
Fuck that. That is literally one of those moments in my life that I hope I never have to relive again.
Do you want to know the funny thing, Eric? Is I played Dark Souls 3 crowd control during St. Jude month. I beat it within a week.
Okay, I get
You know,
it.
not
too,
everyone
right?
has your.
Some fuckers out there can eat whatever they want in the world and not gain a pound. So
That's such a good analogy.
Also, Eric, how's that Elden Ring playthrough going?
oh, I went back to Dale. Elden Ring is
He's
where
got
am I
to play. He's got to finish he's got to finish the game that I told him to play first.
Oh no, we're
On the tail.
all right. So Elden Ring, actually, okay, Elden Ring. I will go back and do the Dark Souls 3 thing again, right? Because now I understand these games, right? Like I've actually sat there and I realized like this is what's going to happen. I think,
but it's so did okay. Here's where that argument is flawed. I get that's what's supposed to happen. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna play any better because of it.
Oh, right,
like,
right.
I knew going into Dark Souls that it would be a death fest. It doesn't make it any easier.
I don't think it's that. I think it's more about acceptance. Like if I'm going into this, this is what's going to happen. Because I think what happened is that was a time in life where I was already angry at a bunch of shit, right? And then I decided to go play this angry game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I decided to play this angry game on stream. And I think we've talked about this before where like I always felt this immense pressure to like when I played these things to like be good at them or like not die a million times because I felt like constantly dying was just poor entertainment. So there's that stress in the back of my head that would be like, okay, I'm being an embarrassment on fucking broadcast playing this, right? So I got frustrated.
Dying is only bad entertainment if you have no reaction to it.
True.
Well, I had a reaction to it, all right.
Then you made the best entertainment there is.
You did, yeah.
So again, this is where the acceptance thing comes in. And it's like, okay, it's going to take me forever to get through this thing because I'm not grasping it. And again, we've talked about this before. Some people grasp these things faster than others. Dil is one of them, right? But it's one of those things where it's just like, I have to accept what my skill levels are and that the amount of time it's going to take me to develop that skill to get through this, right? And I've learned that more with Elden Ring. The Margit thing was a bitch and a half. And eventually I got over it. Like it just took time, right? But I also did not have the pressure of a broadcast and people watching and like this thing in my mindset where I was like, I need to be entertaining doing this. I did not have that. I had the comfort of my own living room. So I get it. That was just a bad decision I made at a bad time in a bad emotional state to play that game online.
No judgment, because like I don't know if I'm ever going to get to a point where I want to ever play that game again. So
Prom's like, this is literally going through the process of grief. I'm going through the 12 steps right now.
The 12 stages of playing a Soulsborne game.
This is what fucking sobriety does to you. You look at all these fucking things that you do in the past and you're like, I probably shouldn't have done that. You know?
Ooh.
Or I should have been much more.
Oh, man.
I should
need like
a
time lapse.
Yeah.
We need a time lapse because Kitty here in chat is like, oh, yeah, I saw the whole process. And I was like, I need a time lapse. I need a time lapse of the growth of frustration. I think that would be a very entertaining video.
That thing's got to be long gone. I don't think there's no VOD
if you didn't
of that.
save it on the VODs,
I know.
no, it would be gone now.
I know. That's why I decided to like record my, like personally record all of my sessions.
So
because
that's fair enough.
To steer back the ship here, I have come to realization that was just a bad move, and like I am a much different person now, and I understand what my limitations are and in the time frames that I have to work with them.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so like I said, and it's acceptance. There's people like Dil that are just good at this shit. There's people like Zenith that are just extra good.
I'm just play it and then I eventually like learn it. That's it. It's all about learning.
What was your first Souls game?
It's Bloodborne.
See, everyone told me that that's the one I should start with, and then you get a whole handful of people who are like, "No, that's the hardest one." Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, don't start with whatever you want to start with. That's my personal opinion.
I started with DS1.
Let me guess, it was Prom. Prom was probably like, go play Bloodborne.
Prom?
No.
Don't listen to Prom.
Bloodborne's probably like the hardest one to learn at first. And also the beginning of the game, like even as someone that listen. As someone that plays a lot, has played like all these Souls games, like my personal experience, now, mind you though, everyone's experience is varying. But going from someone that's probably like new to Souls, Bloodborne is hard at the very beginning, even for
but
someone,
you don't have anything to compare it to. So it's if
That's
you
a point.
started
That's
with
a
a Dark
valid
Souls
point.
game and you went to Bloodborne, you have that comparison, right? If you start with Bloodborne, then you don't know any different, and you just go in and you figure shit out. And it could be easy, and it could be hard. Everyone said it would be, from the way I play, because I do not parry. I straight up do not parry.
No, the Bloodborne actually might be good for you.
Exactly.
Well,
that's what everyone was saying.
In that case, I don't recommend Sekiro Shadows Die twice a year then.
Yes,
but
I was also told that.
But then again, for Elden Ring, I don't parry my thing, and I'm stomping bosses left and right because it just set everything on fire.
Ah, burn it all.
Yeah, I'll talk about that after. So, but anyway, yeah.
So,
no, it was the people that told me about Bloodborne were the people who were like, "Oh, you don't parry? Play Bloodborne because apparently it's more aggressive," which is the way that I play.
Bloodborne does have a parrying system, so I don't know about that.
It has parry, but it favors a more aggressive.
It does
approach.
favor aggressive gameplay, yes, rather than like caution. It's all about aggression
and lots of dodging.
and lots of dodging,
Lots of dodging,
and lots of screaming,
and lots of bullshit.
That's my understanding of it.
So Kitty brings up a good point. Kitty in chat brings up a good point here. He says he was stomping bosses like it was nothing because strength and dexterity is so unbalanced. That is also another thing. These experienced players that play these games, they know where to find weaknesses in the whole thing and use it to their advantage. That is a very valid thing. That's, experienced players of this genre or whatever, they know what they're doing. I didn't know what I was doing. Everis was going to go in and not necessarily know what she's doing. And then you figure it out. And then you become a veteran of things because you move on to one, and you keep going. I will say, to answer Dil's question, the Elden Ring thing is much, much more enjoyable than any of the other ones I've played, simply because of the fact I can do everything at my own leisure and play it the way I want to.
Yeah, and that's why Elden Ring is the best of them all, because it is the culmination of everything that they have learned from all the Soulsborne games into one game, an open world. And that's to me why it's one of the best one.
And
I say it's the best simply because it caters to more players.
Yeah.
And player styles.
Yes.
I also think, like Dil said, they've learned all these lessons and they've made, the game that culminates everything that they've learned into one thing. But I also think it's the best piece of work because it's also the most accessible. There is something about a company that's designed games for a very specific niche group of people, but when they manage to break out of that mold and expand and get player bases of all likes to come in and enjoy it, that's when you've truly achieved something, I think, in my own personal opinion. But that's the way I see it. I do think Elden Ring is one of the best games ever made.
I think it's one of the best games of this decade.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
One of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah. I totally understand everything they're doing with it and the praise for it, because I do think it's one of the best. It's in that list of when people go, what do you think the best game of all time is? It's in there.
Yeah, it is. I would say top 10 for me.
It's in the conversation, as they say. So I get that. But yeah, so it's a skill set thing. Like, it's not that people can't do it. It's just how long is it going to take them to do it? That's the way I see it. Hollow Knight took us down this whole tangent.
It did.
It's all relatable though, because we were talking about that
whole roll here with tangents.
Yeah. So, anything else to add about the Hollow Knight, venture here before we?
I'm already like 5 hours in, so it's not that much. Do
you like
it? I like it a lot. It's very beautiful. The art style is great. I think the music is fantastic, and I can't wait to get more into it because I'm only really at the start, honestly, because I'm like 5 hours in. I pretty much caught up to where I was at when I first played it. So, yeah. Let you know more.
Yeah. Nice. That is Hollow Knight, which I just added to my wish list. That'll be another one on the sale.
It'll probably be like half off in the sale, so you'll probably get it for pretty cheap.
Do I own that game?
Yes, and also hopefully Silk Song gets a release date soon.
I do own that game.
Maybe you can play that game again.
I know. It's like, do I want to? I feel like it's one of those games you can pick up and put down, which is actually kind of what I need right now.
What happened
as far as video games are concerned.
Yeah, because you're so busy, like with your schooling and all that kind of stuff. It's like one of those things. I've got 15, 20 minutes. Let me knock out
New
one of
term
these.
just started last week.
Yeah, everything
New
going
term,
well?
yep. Yeah, it's just a lot. I have 2 classes on the weekend. So I have a Saturday class and a Sunday class, and they each 4.5 hours each. And I was like, they're split between 2 days. No, it's exhausting as shit. Because it's just so much information to pack in 2 days. Now it's every other week. So this weekend I don't have it. I have it next week. But it's like every time I go into class, some of those classes I have another quiz. So it's like I have to spend 2 weeks just studying every week. There's no breaks. It's just a lot of reading. That's what I told Zen yesterday. I was like, a lot of reading.
I know exactly how you feel, because when I had my yearly review this year, my boss was telling me how he wants me to get certified in something in the next year. Now, keep in mind, I've done my job that I've done for the past 10 years. Like I'm probably longer, almost 11 or 12 years, right? But I've never been certified in anything. Yeah. So he's like, I want you to go get certified in something. Right. So
that's how you progress in your field.
So I feel like my raise next year is going to highly be dependent on if I get this certification or not. So I started getting like the Cisco textbooks and all that kind of stuff. And I'm
you're studying up, aren't you?
I understand the concepts. Like I said, I've been doing this for years. Like I understand the concepts and everything, but it's like you have to do it how they want you to do it. And you got to go like read and learn how they want you to learn it. And then I got like a notepad going, a OneNote with all these notes, and I'm making little diagrams and all this kind of stuff. It's wild. Dude, it feels like school again, and it sucks because like you got to
do it, but it's like I feel like this is the last kind of crappy semester I'm gonna get, because I'm getting in the nitty gritty of like my field. Like these past like 3 terms have all been just like, retake this class, or this is a pre-course for this thing, and it's like, and a lot of that's repeat, because you had to if you didn't take a specific course within 5 years of this program, you have to retake it. So I had to retake like general chem and general bio, and it's like, what a freaking drag. So I'm looking forward to these next couple of terms, because you're really starting to hone into what your whole field's about. So, but again, this is just one of those. It's just dragging this whole,
mandatory
beginning of the.
And I just realized I was on Dil the whole time.
That's okay.
Hello, I'm here.
We weren't supposed to be talking about me, but that's fine.
You know
okay,
that
right?
you Morgan, where are you?
Morgan,
you're supposed to be like, you're on Dil. Zenith's literally checking where she's at right now. Like, I know it.
We need Zen's wheel of Morgan's excuses for not being a moderator and producer.
The Morgan stick where he just goes,
see?
Morgan.
And then Morgan just shows up with question marks like, well, guys, you're doing great.
All right, spinning the wheel of excuses. The real reason why Morgan
he actually does have
is away is, God damn it, landed on busy playing Terraria.
Of course.
Again?
Fucking
literally.
So funny.
Oh, Jesus.
On that note, I'm going to go put it on Zenith.
Yay. Zen time.
It's Zen time. So Zen's doing some Elden Ring DLC. Now, Dil already completed this. Oh, wait, did you complete it or no?
Yes.
Okay, Dil completed this already. I'm trying to remember if he did or not. Where are you at in this whole venture, Zenith?
I feel like I'm about roughly about like halfway-ish.
Question: how many bosses have you been defeated so far, Zen?
Many.
Define many.
I don't know. Why don't you look through all my VODs and give me a count? But
that's effort. That's
damn,
effort.
the salt on that shit.
And you said in the
my
DLC,
blessing is at like 11.
That's good.
So I'm so glad that I've gotten back into the DLC, because like, it's been really fun It's so well designed. A lot of people have been saying that like the DLC is like, if it wasn't just DLC, it probably would be like game of the year. But then again, Elden Ring already has been in there. But
game. It would be it was so good.
the vistas are beautiful. There's plenty of wonderful surprises and plenty of nasty surprises. Because I mean, I've had some quite an oopsie death where I'm just staring there, just like, fuck just happened.
Yeah. It's that good.
So a lot of people going into this DLC has said that this DLC is really, really hard. But the thing is, though, I'm kind of like, I'm not having too much of a difficult thing because, like, it was the first main boss, and it was a boss that I've seen. So it was actually the one boss that I actually kind of let myself be a bit spoiled about, but only because like I rated someone and say, hey, this person's doing this boss, and then I rated someone else and say, hey, they're doing the exact same boss. Okay, perfect time because I've already seen it. But I didn't actually see them beat it. I just saw them majorly struggle, and they would get like halfway, and they just absolutely get curb stomped, and they were like using an entirely different build. I'm just watching them get their asses kicked. I'm like, oh man, whenever I get to this, I'm gonna have a bad time. But the thing is, though, I beat this boss on my very first try.
Good job.
And the thing is all right, so I got lucky. But the more I go on, the more I continue, I'm like, maybe the DLC is pretty difficult, because there's times where I'm just like, whoa, you do way too much damage. But with my build that I have going, so my build is, I use a greatsword, and I have this giant shield, and I just cower behind it, and it's great. But I have an ability with this sword where I shoot out like a fire thing, and all it does is do like a lot of damage because I have like a lot of faith on my character, but it does lifesteal, and also I have like different abilities that allow me to continue to increase my life after every single kill or every single critical hit. Which is, so a critical hit, if you guys didn't know, like it's either if you like parry someone, if you backstab someone, or if you do enough damage to someone where they actually like fall down to their knees, and then you do like little stabbing a thing. So it has like a specific animation. So like Eric, you might already know this. So essentially, I'm able to go through like a lot of dungeons without ever having to use a single healing flask, because any damage that I get, I just recover anyway. I just get back anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm moving at incredibly high speed. I'm having a blast, but I've also been playing around a little bit with some of the other fun weapons that I'm not going to spoil. But like, it's been really, really fun. And yes, according to Damie, I did completely forget that my weapon is a fire sword, and I smacked an exploding barrel, and well, it sent me flying off a castle, and I died.
Classic.
Yeah.
That happened to me. I did the crossbow thing, and it hit the exploding barrel, and boom, I went.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, don't do that again.
Yeah, been fun.
Be careful of booms.
Yeah, the booms. I got to, what was it? Where was I? Stormvale Castle, and I got to the part with the birds that drop the barrels on.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
the bastards, those birds.
Somehow I got this crossbow. I don't remember how I got the crossbow, but it was a huge advantage because I would just shoot them from afar, trigger them to like fly towards me, and then I just slash the shit out of them.
Fair enough.
Good times, but
yeah.
So, are you seeing anything different in this DLC that Dil's seeing, or is it are you guys kind of both on the same page in terms of just the quality and?
There is some beautiful, amazing areas and some great bosses that I've been finding really, really fun. But I'm not going to say exactly what for anyone that hasn't experienced it, but there's definitely some major differences in some of the bosses that I'm seeing where it takes some adjusting to get to, and a lot of times I've had to really try and think of like an entirely different strategy. But but so far I've adjusted really well. I think help like back me up if you guys been watching my Elden Ring streams. I feel like I'm just doing really good, and I got a really good good build that probably will result in me finishing the DLCs within the next 2-3 weeks.
That's motivating.
I'd say you probably will. I'd say probably get some more Skidoo Tree fragments though.
Oh yeah. I mean, I will definitely need it for like later on, because if you guys don't know, so the DLC has this thing. I think Dil explained this, but so like when you go into the DLC, if you go into it, you're like, screw you guys, I'm level 200, I don't care, I'm just gonna walk through the DLC, it's gonna be no problem, piece of cake, and gonna move on to New Game Plus. But they have this system called the Scatter Tree fragments, or do they pronounce it Shadow Tree?
It's kind of a weird word because it's pronounced Skadoo Tree fragments, but then some people have like interpreted it as like Shadow Tree fragments because it's like the abbreviation of like Shadow Tree basically. But like,
okay,
I believe it's the Skadoo Tree. I don't know.
Okay, so with these fragments, the more you collect them, you can collect them from certain fighting certain bosses, finding certain parts of the map. And that actually, because like if you just walk in without finding these, doesn't matter what level you are, you will get destroyed. Where like some of the bosses will actually one-shot you. And you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, yeah, this is the hardest DLC. Well, if you actually put in the work to like look for these fragments, then the DLC starts to like level out to the like the difficulty that you're supposed to be seeing at your level. And it's like a really neat system where it prevents you, if you're underleveled or overleveled, you're gonna find like a nice happy medium, because it actually like increases your damage as well as reduces the incoming damage depending on how many you found. So it's a really nicely designed system. I like it. Some people have been complaining. They say, oh, this isn't explained very much. It's right there on the tutorial. You just have to read it.
Who reads that tutorial?
Yeah, who goes that? That's why they actually put them in the games. Like no one would read them, so they actually forced you to do it in the game.
Yeah. They need like the Everis difficulty where they make you read the tutorial 5 times before, just to make sure. Sorry, Everis.
I have a reputation for like reading but not really reading the tutorial. Like you're just looking at the words but you're not processing.
Yeah, you're not comprehending. You're just
and you're just like, what was that key point again? And chat's like, you just read it.
Yeah, it's like those MMOs where it's like, are you sure you want to delete this item? No, are you just 100% checking? Are you really sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
So
that's quick question for you, Zen. Have you uncovered the entirety of the map yet for the map fragments?
I'm missing one more map fragment.
Ooh, I think I know which one you're missing.
Yeah.
I like how he can cipher all of that from what Zenith has been saying. Like it's just code. It's legit just fucking code.
I know which one he's missing because I know it's a bastard to get.
Yeah.
Well, that is
that's fun.
That's the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree. And then you're doing apparently Super Mario Dark Souls here with this Super Mario Kaizo. What is this?
Yep. So Mario Kaizo. If you don't know, so Dil's doing Kaizo Ironmon, and you're probably thinking, okay, so why are those two different? Because Kaizo is what you describe as like a mod, like a fan made mod or a ROM hack that purposely makes the game really freaking hard. So
Shocker.
for Pokemon, Dil back me up on this, is where it's a run where you're destined to fail, but you have to keep repeatedly working at it to try and overcome the challenge. Whereas in Mario, like, have you seen those like those really difficult Mario Maker levels where you have to die like hundreds of times and do all these like crazy tricks just to beat the game? That's Mario Kaizo.
Oh, okay.
And last week I got introduced to because I have to do a weekly Kaizo stream for the rest of the year. And I'm starting with a fan-made ROM hack called Love Yourself, which introduces you to Kaizo in a way that's nice and gentle, and it's actually lovely. But at the same time, the difficulty is really ramping up, where I'm basically like, for some of the levels, I have to be very precise, and I'm like doing spin jumps off of enemies, and I'm not touching the ground for like an entire minute. So you're like bouncing off like 50 million Koopas or like spikes, and it's very hard. And some of them you have to be really fast as well. It's been lots of fun.
Are there any of those ones? Because I get what you're saying now. It's like those Super Mario Maker levels that are just insane difficulty. But do you get any of those like random ones where it's like you do the one thing right and then it just does the whole level for you? Like, have any of those showed up? Oh, okay.
Those are fun.
I've actually had one where the level was making me go really, really fast. I was really struggling at it because you have to be very fast. Like the level's like going so fast to the point where like it's going faster than Mario. It's like one of those side-scrolling levels. And I found the level finish. Like, oh, it's right there. So I jump up. I find out that it's a troll end to the level. And I'm just sitting there devastated. And on top of that, earlier today, I was actually playing Kaizo right before the podcast. I also had low TTS requirements turned on. So I had to try and go through like 2 or 3 levels, and the entire time the chat is just shit talking me with bits. Constantly with the TTS.
Look, I hate
and it was really throwing me off.
I hate TTS.
I love text to speech. TTS has been great. But other than that though, I feel like I'm learning very, very quickly because I think I only have like 3 or 4 levels left before I'm actually done the ROM hack. So
damn.
No. And I've only been at it for a total of 5 hours. Sorry. 4.5 hours. Because I had to play 3 hours last week, and I only had an hour and a half for today. So, yeah.
I like how he's like, I have to do this game today. I have to do this. I have to torture myself with this today.
Very tight schedule.
It's all scheduled out. Zenith schedules out his torture.
Yep.
That is
in happy little segments.
It's happy little, in just the right amount of portion control. He dishes out his torture so he doesn't get overwhelmed or he's unsatisfied. That is the Super Mario. That is the Super Mario Kaizo. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a break. We're gonna be back shortly. This is Good Friends, Good Games, and we will be right back. All right, Good Friends, Good Games is back, and I gotta lock that. Okay, Good Friends, Good Games is back. We had a long conversation about eggs, and I don't like eggs that bleed.
Egg.
That's okay. We'll eat all of your eggs.
What if the fried egg is well done? If it's well done, the yolk is completely hard, hard yolk.
What would you call French toast? Bleeding bread?
No, because French toast, it's basically because it's scrambled. The egg is scrambled, and then you dip it in the egg, the toast part, and then you cook it on the skillet. So that I'm cool with.
I don't like fried eggs.
I don't like fried eggs. I don't like over easy, whatever that nonsense is. If it cuts and bleeds, I ain't about it.
Over easy eggs.
Oh, so we're all agreement except for Eric.
I'm gonna go out for breakfast.
Someone's gonna have some common sense here. Like you don't want your food to be bleeding. Oh, that's not true because I eat steaks like crazy.
I was gonna say steak.
Yeah, that's okay. I take that statement back. I just don't like my eggs bleeding.
So Eric, you wouldn't like boiled egg and soldiers, would you?
What about like juicy fruit?
Juicy fruit.
Like
like grapes and stuff like that. Like grapes and
fruit. Like think about like a peach or nectarine. You bite it, it drips down your arm. Like that bleeds.
Yeah.
Oranges.
Okay. See, okay, so I'm kind of fucking weird, I guess. Oranges, I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of the texture of oranges. Apples, I'll eat. Apples I'm good with. I eat a lot of bananas. Peaches, I'm in the middle about peaches.
I prefer nectarines over peaches.
Okay. Or
they don't have all the fuzz.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fuzz person.
The one that's weird to me is the fucking pomegranate thing. That one's weird to me.
That's not everyone's texture, taste.
Yeah, but oranges have a
preference.
weird ass texture to me, and I'm not about it. Watermelon, I like a lot of watermelons. So I mean, maybe I'm counteracting with what I'm saying here, or I say all I know is eggs that bleed. I ain't about it. I guess that's what my stand on this hill is.
No poached egg, then forever.
Like the ramen, Pal had ramen, and they had that half of the egg that's like boiled, hard boiled.
Yeah.
I was like, nope.
Yes, and then you stir it into your broth, and then it makes it a creamy broth.
Ooh.
That's what you do. It's what you're supposed to do.
I've never had proper ramen before, like a proper, like, authentic ramen.
Don't worry, Dill. We've got a whole what's that shit called? An itinerary for you.
Korean barbecues first, mate. It's not, no, we've already discussed this.
Korean barbecue over sushi?
We can do that as well.
Okay. All right. We'll see what we can. We'll see what we can gather here. Okay. Anyway, back to the video games thing here. So myself, I did a little bit of the Marvel Rivals game that was floating around the past couple weeks. I didn't get very many games. Huh?
Well, how did you get a key?
I watched the whole Twitch stream for an hour, and then they dropped the key. And then the real ordeal, the real game, was actually getting to redeem your key. That was the real game in this whole thing. Because people took advantage of shit and they just collected keys and sold them on eBay. Why the hell people were paying $50-$60 for a trial or like a beta key for a game that's going to be free to play is beyond me.
They got the
That's their problem.
But yes,
that's their mistake.
Exactly. That is a them problem. That is not a me problem to waste time on. But that thing was a whole shit show. But I did get a key. I only got a couple games in because I got my key at like the very end when I had a bunch of stuff going on. But long story short, this is basically Marvel Overwatch with Marvel characters. That's what it is. It's literally Overwatch with Marvel characters. Yeah. You have different characters with different abilities. Like you can play as the Punisher. You can play as, I think Scarlet Witch is in it. You can play as Groot. Penny Parker, which is the anime robot from the Spider-Man universe. Characters like that. The one big different fact, they all have, sorry, I'll reverse here. They all have special abilities that you can use in the combat segments. It's the same type of games, like, carry a payload, take a point on the map. It's similar gameplay, similar styling. The one differentiating factor I think that kind of sets it apart is it has this team up special ability. So for example, if you're Rocket Raccoon, you can team up with Groot and launch a special attack together on the opposing team, which was a cool concept.
That's only if there are that person on their team with you.
You have they have different combos that can happen. So like different characters can team up with other characters, etc. So not to create, so it wouldn't create an unbalanced team, I guess. You can have different characters team up with other characters to make the combo happen. That is an interesting concept, and it was pretty cool. But all in all, you play a couple games, and it's like it's the same thing. There's nothing like new or revolutionary about it and what it's doing, with the exception of that it's Marvel. It's okay. I would not pay $60 to play this, $60-$70 to play this. It's definitely in that free to play level of quality. Yeah. But I think it's going to be a big deal because
Overwatch is dying.
That's the thing I'm trying to decipher, because I do think between the two,
Overwatch, but that's mostly because they decided to relaunch it as a new title, only for it to be exactly the same as what it was before.
Huge
maybe
oversight.
Worse.
Yeah, and Blizzard is like a steeping pile of a company.
And then they're cash cow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here, let's pay more money for the exact same thing.
So
like
and we didn't deliver on what we promised.
And that brings up a very valid point, because I think this game would stand no chance if Overwatch was on a more popular or, positive footing right now. but it's not. So it's making room for this Marvel Rivals game to come in and kind of steal the thunder. When I do think
they have intentions
Overwatch,
of releasing it as a paid game, or they are planning to release it as a free to play with?
It's going to be, from what I understand, it's free to play with like, season passes or,
right. And you buy like skins,
supplemental content. Yeah. Supplemental
It's
content.
going to be a very grindy game, I feel.
Only, that's fine.
Right. So, sorry, I read the chat here. So, yeah, it's one of those games where it's just like, it's going to exist. It's going to be popular. I think, all the big streamers were playing this thing. It's going to be a popular game. It's not better than Overwatch. I think Overwatch is a better game, but like I said, it's just one of those sad situations where the better game is just falling apart, from bad business decision being made. But that is Marvel Rivals. Like I said, I wish I had more to report. I only got a chance to do a couple hours with it because it was just, late.
Who did you play as?
I did a lot of Penny Parker because I think it's a tank. She's basically like an anime robot, so it's pretty cool. It's very diva, like you can equate it to a diva. And then Punisher is kind of like your Soldier 76. It's very, very similar. Even has similar like, special attacks and stuff.
Yeah, I watched the Donkey's video on it, and he basically just like said, all right, this person, everyone is very similar to Overwatch. And then there's just Spider-Man, who just swings everywhere.
Yeah, Spider-Man just swings everywhere. So it's
I feel like Spider-Man would be the equivalent of like what a Tracer would be, where he just
what I'm
comes out of nowhere and then all of a sudden drops a bomb, that kind of thing.
Tracer is actually Star-Lord.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think if anything, I think, Spider-Man is probably like the most unique character out of the entire list, except maybe what's that character that's the hamster in the ball?
Oh God.
Hammond?
It's like Hammond. Yeah.
Hammond?
Yeah, something like that. Except you don't do damage like a wrecking ball. You're Spider-Man, you swing everywhere, and it's like, no, I'm out of here. Bye.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's okay. Like I said, it's an okay game. It's nothing to write home about. But there was a lot of balancing issues, and a lot of the stuff I didn't quite understand, like what the alts did or how to use them. But again, that's just learning the game. There's not much you can do there except learn the game. But like the Punisher seemed to be the most accessible character. It was very Soldier 76, run, gun, shoot, and then you get an alt that just, sprays fire everywhere and takes down a team.
Did they separate each characters into a specific class, like DPS, damage,
yes,
DPS,
if I remember
tank,
correctly,
and healer?
Yeah, they separate them up, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
So, I don't know the release date for this yet. I don't think they announced it.
They might next week.
What happens next week?
It just says end of 2024, start 2025. That's all it just says.
Gamescom.
There's no actual release date.
Oh, Gamescom, right. I know that Disney thing's going on right now.
D23.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not in that neighborhood right now. It's crowded as hell. So yeah, that is Marvel Rivals. And on top of that, I dug into Undertale some more. Like I sat and I played some Undertale. I'm in love with this fucking game. It's very, very unique. It's definitely this like retro RPG throwback in the way it looks, the way the music sounds. It's got the turn-based qualities to it, but I like that little, for lack of a better term, I like that Cuphead little aspect of it where you're dodging a bunch of things when they attack. Like you're dodging their attack basically is a spray or things that you have to avoid and jump around, and it requires quick reflexes and things like that, and very Cupheady in a sense, for lack of a better term. But it's such a well done game. I got to the segment with the knight. And I'm walking like through the night, and then I did the date with the skeletons in the superhero costume, Papyrus, and I'm like, what is going on here? And
did you notice that all their names when they talk is a font? So you've got Sans, and every time he talks, he speaks in Comic Sans, Every time Papyrus talks, he talks in Papyrus.
Yeah.
I did not notice that. But like when you say it, I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, because they all had different fonts.
Mm-hmm.
That is okay.
Eric's mind is blown.
My mind's fucking blown. Again, little details like that make this game great. I'm gonna go pay attention to that now when I go play it some more. But yeah, it's full of all these little interesting tidbits. It's very refreshing. It's so simple yet addicting, and it's just such a good game.
What do you think of the music?
It's great. The music's great. It's very like retro-y, throwback, almost Mega Man-y to an extent, like Mega Man-esque.
Yeah. Toby Fox was so good at his like music composition that like Pokemon hired him.
Yeah.
Wow. After Undertale?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
had him work on Gen 8 and Gen 9 soundtracks.
Yeah, one of my songs is actually made by him.
Wow. Huh. Good for him, because he made a fantastic game. It's really, really good. I've been doing it on the Steam Deck. I did notice though that there's not really controller support for it. I think I'm playing with like a community made input, so there's not much controller support for it. And then my cloud save doesn't sync across my machines, which is kind of weird. So I've been mostly doing it on the Steam Deck, but that's technical stuff aside. But damn good game. Great recommendation, Everis. Damn good game. I can't wait to go dig into it some more. I'm very intrigued by the story. And like, I really do like how he managed to create mood with only a couple of colors. Like, he only has so many color palette to work with, but he still manages to create this mood. Like, you're walking through a dark forest, but he creates like a shadow that hangs over you and stuff like that. And it really does create a mood. Like, it sets a mood for a specific segment of the game or the tone. And it's really, really well done. Very cool stuff. Undertale is definitely top list this year. One of those I can't believe I held out so long for it. I don't know why it took me forever to play it.
The title doesn't really tell you anything about what
exactly
to expect from the outside. So
yeah. Great game. All right. Does anyone have anything before we get into the next segment here? No. All right. Let's roll with it. So we were all unanimously excited to touch on this topic. We're going to talk about some of our favorite video game music here. So we're going to go a little bit in the circle here. And I have a list of all your music.
Yeah. I think I'm going to try and figure out what's the best place to like pause some of the music, because like all of my music that I picked out, you can just play from the start.
Okay.
All right, so we all have a decent sized list. So we're not going to go through every single one of these, but we'll kind of poke around here and pick a couple. So, let's see here. So we have Zenith is going to go first here. Zenith provided me his list. This is fucking timeless right here. So Zenith has dropped the Chrono Trigger Magus battle music.
You can play up to the first you play the first minute and 18 seconds. Chrono Trigger was a big part of my childhood. I'll explain more afterwards, but
you said minute 18. Minute 18.
Yep.
Well, no, start from the beginning, but like pause at 118.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, perfect.
Cool. So let's go ahead and let's take a listen to this here.
Okay, whenever you're ready. Guys, Eric, do you want to time us down? 3, 2, 1.
And we're going starting 3, 2, and 1.
Go.
Yeah, dude, that chime. I remember the chime.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is a Super Nintendo game, by the way.
We've awoken Morgan apparently in the chat. And that is the Chrono Trigger Magus battle music. That I remember that. That's the one when you're on. That's the last one, right? And the last boss.
Yeah, it's not the final boss theme, but it's a very iconic battle because you are fighting big bad dude that's plaguing the medieval ages. So pretty much it's so if you don't know, to make Chrono Trigger, the makers of Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, as well as Akira Toriyama, the artist for Dragon Ball, they got together and they made this beautiful epic game. And this came from a time where like it was like they had a story, they had a canvas to paint, but they had only like 16 brushes. And what was the best way to what's one of the best ways to get people to care about it is by having a very compelling soundtrack, and they did that for just, during the 16-bit era, and I love it. But what do you guys think?
I remember it. It's iconic. Continue. Sorry.
It's great. It's great. And one of the things that really draws me back from it, that prevents me from playing turn-based RPGs, is that the battle music is always the same. And not always, but a lot of games, the battle music is often very much the same every time you play another battle. And I love it when they mix it up because it just keeps things interesting, especially when you encounter things over and over and over and you're hearing the same battle thing over and over and over. I love it when they throw in a mix.
Yeah, because like that was...
And some variety.
Because Chrono Trigger, they have like a lot of very similar battle music themes, and then they have this. But the Magus theme is actually unique only to fighting Magus.
Right.
And that's when it's like, yes.
I like it when they do that. When they specify music to specific bosses. Yeah,
you actually raise a very good point that I'd be raising on my third song that I have here. Yeah, I'm glad you guys liked it.
Yeah, good stuff. All right. So now we have... Where would you like to steer us next, sir?
Super Mario Galaxy. So you're probably thinking, oh, Mario. Happy, fun, nice little tune. Well, you're going to be listening until a minute 40 for this.
Started a minute 40?
You'll be listening until 140. So,
okay.
The same thing until 140, because like all my songs, you'll be starting from the very beginning.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
And this is the... How do you say it? Boy bass.
Boy bass. Boy bass.
Galaxy theme. Boy bass Galaxy theme. Here we go.
All
3,
right.
2, and 1.
Go. Who here's played this game?
Me.
Long time ago.
This is nostalgia to me.
Seen bits and pieces.
There's like little Doctor Who elements.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. with the spotlight on me, Eric?
Who's the one playing music here?
I smacked my mic like 2 times.
Nice.
That was
All right,
cool.
there we
That
go.
one, it's very
Cool.
like it has like little Doctor Who, like the whirring and the like spooky notes.
because of that spacey.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know what that is. Some kind of synth something or other. Blah.
Yeah. The blob sound is
That
that what we said?
background, those background like elements.
Yeah.
That
very
kind of gives it
space,
a
like
unearthly feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a shocker though. Like really, when you get into those 3D Marios, the music amps. The
Yeah.
music goes a whole new level. Which when we go through my list, it goes in another direction. But that
Mhm.
same idea, like just something, for lack of a better phrase, out of this world. But yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely what I love so much about like Mario music is like, like obviously it's got like if it's fun, slapstick, campy kind of happy tunes, and then sometimes it's just like, okay, it didn't have to go this hard.
Serious business.
there's
Yeah,
also
serious business.
there's also very like distinct elements from the old airship theme in Mario 3. Like it's very similar in terms of tone and feel, which is really
Yeah.
fucking cool. Okay,
Mhm.
next we have here
So this theme is Bone Tail from Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door remake, and this was not in the original. They made their own unique theme, and this goes until 135. So speaking of surprising Mario music, so play from the start and begin whenever you're ready.
All right, and 3, 2, and 1.
Go.
Oh, this one's bumping. This one's got some volume
Yeah,
to it.
is. Ooh. Okay.
This went in a very different direction than I expected.
Yeah. They were on something with this.
Yes.
Some kind of drunk.
It's got satanic chants in and everything.
Yep.
It's
Wow.
like Doom, but Mario.
It's like,
It's
this
Mario
isn't
music.
Paper Mario. This is Doom.
Yeah.
I have another. Yeah, the song that I sent Eric. That's more Doom music.
And it's funny because I actually put a Doom song in the my verify stuff.
Yeah. Play this game.
It's on the list.
Okay. A little bit breakdown here.
Zen just drinking and booking at the same time.
With his Dark Souls mug.
He's clubbing.
This is Zenith's version of clubbing.
Oh yeah.
Look at him go.
Play this song in the club.
I've
Zen's
never
on
seen
it.
Zen
He's on it.
so
doing
amped.
it.
I've never seen Zen so amped.
He's the party parrot.
Look at him banging.
All right. And then we have some Fire Emblem 3 houses. This is the
Oh, what did you guys think?
yeah.
quickly.
Oh,
It was great.
that's a
Unexpected.
banger. That's brutal.
Yeah, that's a very good tune.
Unexpected.
Because like I remember
Is
getting
this like
this part.
Endgame?
It's actually a secret boss in the Pit of 100 Trials, and don't worry, there's some enemies where I've just listened to it. I'm just like, oh, that's filthy. Oh, that's heavier. That goes into my metal playlist. Here we go.
Zen's changing his pants after that one.
Yeah. So, yeah. Oh man, this soundtrack had me just pumped. I love it.
Oh, title right there. That's the title there. My Zen
My Zen Mickle Romance.
Look,
'Cause-
Zen, you've got a picture of you as an emo with an emo
We
hair,
already
right?
have a My Chemical Romance
Yeah, we can't do
podcast
it.
title. We can't
Damn it.
steal it twice.
God damn it.
Yeah, we can't do it. What did I do?
It's a shame.
Right.
Oh, I did Midgar Chemical Romance that one time. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Which is actually
hold on.
one of my favorite titles, but
Welcome to the Zen Parade.
Zenith for my Valentine. Nice. Good job, Debbie. All right. We've got some Fire Emblem 3 houses here.
You can go until 145 for this.
All right, here we go.
All right. I'll explain this one after. All right. Count us down.
Hold on. I'm making sure I don't have any ads first. All right. And here we go. And 3, 2, and 1.
Go.
All right, we got the build up.
Morgan.
Oh, they're singing now.
Where's my Fire Emblem fans in the chat?
I listen to this shit on repeat sometimes. Okay.
All right.
This one's a little more serene versus the other one.
Yeah. And there you guys go.
Yeah. Pretty good.
I'm reading the comment here real quick. It says, in that moment, Morgan gets out of her seat to defeat the final boss, the toilet.
The toilet. The toilet.
So, first of all, what do you guys think?
It could be the volume that I had, but it didn't seem very serene to me.
Yeah.
It was freaking epic. It was like in the epic range of music.
It's a different kind of epic. It wasn't like that straight in your face banging.
It wasn't headbanger. No. Yeah. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It's that build up epic.
Yeah, like what's so good about Fire Emblem is like even so like in this game, like it actually had like a good story. It had, the characters were the best part about the story. But the best way to drag people into the fight and make people really care about achieving victory and seeing out your cause, whatever it might be, depending on which house he picked, is using very good music. If you just played the game with no music, it probably not.
Yeah,
so like,
you have a very different feel.
Yeah. You listen to this and then you're dragged right into it because you feel every single emotion. And there's probably like 10 different tracks from this one Fire Emblem game alone that I could have introduced words like, oh that's pretty dire. So
Josh and I were talking about this last night where like he said that he's like, I don't think I have a favorite game that doesn't have good music in it. Like music is one of those things where it really makes or break how you feel about a certain part in the game. And you can have a completely different effect depending on what music you're listening to at that time. So it's really important. It's a really important like factor into video game design.
Absolutely. What I actually do is for my interactive RPG streams, I've actually been playing Fire Emblem music to make everyone way more stressed, and also to like, hey, if you choose poorly, you will lose your entire party. So here, have some Fire Emblem music. In the meantime,
semi-related, but not necessarily related. But like in the D&D campaign, our DM is literally doing the battle music when we actually have battles in the campaign.
Okay.
He has like battle music playing while we do the campaign, and it changes the whole feel of like what you're doing when you're. It really does like set a mood, and it's really it's fucking epic. It's just like those little sprinkling, yeah.
For those that know the reference, it's Game of Zen. You either win or you die.
Yep.
That's how it goes, huh?
Yep. And sometimes
you guys know the Game of Thrones reference? You either win or you die.
Yeah, win or you die.
Or pay me $20 and I'll pretend that never happened. That's actually.
I thought you would have had a higher rate. I thought you would have had a higher
$25.
Oh, it goes up like at the very end because if you think about it, Eric, we've had like 2 or 3 different party wipes, and we almost had one team stuck forever in an endless death trap that is not almost impossible to escape, and they somehow made it out. So, yeah, the game is brutally hard.
To round out Zen's picks here, he picked music from a game I didn't think he actually played, but he did.
So
go for it.
I see a theme here. I see a theme.
So yes, I actually picked a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
And this is done by Toby Fox, the guy who did Undertale. So the question is, do you want to only play half it, or do you want to play the good chunk because it goes until like 3 minutes?
It's
just the good chunk.
Give me the good chunk.
All right. In that case, go until 152.
Start to 152?
Oh, yeah. I know
start to 152.
I know what this is.
We start at 152?
No, we go until 152.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay.
All right. Here we go. This is the Scarlet and Violet final boss battle music. 3, 2, and 1.
And go.
So we're about 20 seconds into this chime. Oh, there it goes.
There's the beat drop. Oh, it's so good.
This is like the stuff they play in those like anime stores in the mall.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
What anime stores have you been into?
The LA
Clearly
ones.
I haven't. Clearly I haven't.
This is the LA ones.
I clicked on live chat and Kakashi's dancing to this music. What the fuck?
I wonder why Morgan likes Professor Turo.
What's this one go to again? 2? You said 2 minutes?
152.
Okay.
Yeah, because it has like a random like dubstep part that's actually like pretty good, but like we don't have to go there. We're fine.
The interesting thing about this here is all of this is telling me a lot about your guys' like musical taste too. It does say a lot about us. Yeah.
I mean, I love it heavy.
But it's a lot of the stuff you picked is also very techno-y.
I was gonna say there's a theme going on because first of all, they're all epic battle musics.
They are.
There's nothing slow about it.
Yeah.
Clearly, Zen needs to be amped in his life.
Yeah, I run off of
But you were like I was gonna say you were like a hardcore. You were like a metal kid, weren't you?
I was rock first. And then I was metal throughout my entire 20s, like listening to like full on. I was listening to Slayer in my 20s.
Nice.
And then in my 30s, I started to meld down to instrumental prog.
You need to go listen to this band called Dance with the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
I will share it later, but that is
good
stuff. All right. Let's go over to Everis's picks now. So I'm gonna.
All right.
I have a very different feel.
Yes, but I will. I'll comment when we get there. But You did have one that really brought back a lot of memories.
Yeah,
So,
I know which one you're talking about.
let's see
Start the Dragon Age Inquisition one at 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Okay, bear with me here a
Yep.
second.
Okay.
All right, I'm lined up. Give me one of those.
Just feel what you feel. I'm not gonna say anything. Just feel what you feel.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm at 30 seconds.
What am I giving this? A minute?
Yeah, like a minute 15-ish. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, beyond like a minute and a minute 15, that's kind of where it gets. You know, I don't know. Just play the music.
Go for the
Okay.
feel. I'm gonna go with the feel. All right, here we
There
go.
you go.
Journey to Skyhold from Dragon Age Inquisition. 1, 2, and 3.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
See, I like this.
This has big. This is big. We're leaving the Shire, Frodo. We're leaving the Shire vibes.
It does have that epic
yeah.
fantasy.
It's also kind of
it is
Star
an epic
Warsy.
fantasy, but
It's also kind of
Kinda
Star Warsy.
Warsy.
Yeah. I see a little John Williams in there. There you go.
Oh, it build up to that moment.
this part gives me
Yeah.
like chills.
There you
This
go. You're
gives
about
me
ready to go
chills.
kill some shit.
Oh my gosh, it's boy base all over again.
What was it? The Leroy Jenkins that runs into the thing. Okay. This is a winner. This is a banger.
I
That's
love that
perfect.
song because you miss like the first 30 seconds, but it's kind of slow, so I figure we skip that part. But the whole transition between the song from start to finish has a different feel the longer you get into the music.
Right.
And that, I'm not going to say anything about it because some of you haven't played the game, but like that is, again, what I was talking about earlier, how it's expressing the feel of what's going on in the story at that time. And it's a really good, masterful piece of music that just gives me goosebumps every time I listen to it. So
Yeah, that's good stuff. That
Super
was cool.
cool.
That was very,
Yeah.
very cool. It was it has a lot of like Star Wars feel to it. And then it just
Yeah.
but that kind of stuff does transcend across different genres. But that was cool. That
Yes.
build up to that big old straight up like shit's about to get real segment of this song. That was fantastic. Good pick.
yes, thank you. This next one's really interesting, and I wanted to pick it. I picked it because it's one of those things where it's like, if you know, you know. And this was actually, RuneScape was actually my first RPG, or I'm sorry, it was my first MMO. And this is one of those songs where it's like, if you've played this game for 5 minutes, you know this song. And so it's interesting because it's kind of one of those unifying things where it really isn't, if you know, you know, if you don't, you don't. But it's super catchy, and this game's 20 years old. So just bear that in mind.
All right. This is the old fruit salad from RuneScape.
Fruit salad?
Flute
Yeah.
salad.
salad. Okay.
Flute salad. I'm sorry.
Flute
Flute
salads.
salad. I misread that.
Yep.
When you say this one's interesting, like that was the first thing I said when I listened to this.
We're
game.
not playing Fruitscape.
Fruitscape. Here we go. RuneScape in 3, 2.
It's short, so you can play the whole thing, I think.
Right.
Oh yeah, it is. It's very short. Okay.
Okay.
3, 2, and 1. Okay.
Reminds me of Cinco de Mayo.
Hell yeah.
It brought me back to like yes. It
This
brought
is
me
young
back to
Everis,
like
right? This is like
yes. This is
preteen
like
Everis.
yes. It was.
Like how I called that? That's
And
gotta
it's
be.
like it's one of those songs where you listen to it and it brings you back 20 years. Cause you're like, oh wow, it's interesting.
My
Zenith's
thighs.
into it.
Oh, my thighs.
Zenith's into it.
You can stop there. You really don't need to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, it kind of
But
loops,
it's like,
right? It loops.
loop.
Yeah, it's a looper, but like it's just one of the. I thought about it because, again, when you listen to it and you're immediately thrown back to that point in time where I was doing this quest and I was gathering these items and I was in this area, and it's because I don't know. You just spend enough amount of time where it just brings back instant memories the minute you listen to the song. And if anybody has played RuneScape, which is sad because like nobody here has, which is fine, but you just, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
It just cracks me up. But for the music that they have in this game, it's actually fairly decent with it's kind of when you have limited resources, so you have to play with what you got, especially in those early like chiptune tunes. That's that same. Every song's very catchy. Every song, it's simple tune. I love it. It's boppy.
I guess we have to discipline Morgan because she's literally Morgan's Amazon purchases are more important than this pod.
Say what?
Well, fired.
You got to add that to the list of excuses now, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Buying things on Amazon.
Seriously. It's probably some weeb statue that went on sale, like
Probably.
pre-order or something.
Just had it on sale.
Probably
there.
some Shadow the Hedgehog, Jurassic Park hybrid thing.
I mean,
I just spun the wheel of excuses, and the first thing that came up is busy reading Sonic smut fiction. Great job, Morgan.
Sonic's
Good job,
Shadows
Morgan.
Indeed.
All right.
I love how she
this
said,
one-
I got a wish.
Has anyone ever experienced that moment where you listen to 10 seconds of a song and you're immediately drawn back to that exact moment where you first listened to it, or you
Right here,
were doing a certain
right
thing?
Right here, right now. As soon as Everis dropped this, I was like, oh shit, that just like triggered core
Wait.
memory.
The Sims?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay, we'll play it.
All
Okay,
right. This
what are we
is
playing up
the I think it's pretty straightforward. So I'll start from the beginning and give it about a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
This is
It's
straight up.
good.
This is anyone from this era literally has heard this song for hours.
Yes.
This is the
But
Sims.
it's not a problem.
It's not a problem. Not a problem. It's just this triggered a core memory that I didn't even remember I had until it clicked it. This is the Sims construction song in 3, 2, and 1. Yep. This was a thing. I was like, wow. I haven't heard this in a good minute.
I know, but it brings you back, huh?
That little grid
Thinking
putting
of-
the couch.
Yes.
When you took Motherload to the goddamn extreme and then
Yes, Motherload.
spent the hours on this bad boy.
The ultimate cheat of all cheats.
Yep. Contra Code and Motherload.
But I love it because I can play this doing anything.
Exactly.
It's like that. It's like perfect background music. And it's not even the only song. There's like 3 or 4 that loop.
Yep. It just loops and it's so good though. And like it's one of those ones that's okay to loop.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Somehow it is.
So that's the Sims Under Construction. Circuit Girl. Dang, I forgot about this song. Me too, until it triggers that core memory. I have to replace my headset that has a built-in mic, so I'm just ordering one real quick. I like how she can't just like order one when the shit's over. Like she needs to
Yeah.
do it now.
You literally have hours after
have
this
hours.
fucking podcast.
She's probably like me, where it's like if you don't do it in the moment, then you just freaking forget.
Right.
And, until you realize, shit, I need that thing. And then I feel you.
I think the only Sims I played is Sims 4. Well, Morgan will never be as cool as us, I
None
guess.
of the other Sims have the same feel as Sims 1
None
did
of
for
them.
me.
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
2. I think 2 is prime
I think
Sims.
2 was the one that I played.
Yeah.
I played
Really?
Sims 1, 3, and a little bit of 4.
Yeah. 2 is the core Sims, I think, era.
So this next one was brought to my attention and is memorable because due to the shock value, because
Came out
Mario
of nowhere.
games, it came out of nowhere, and Mario games are completely voice free.
Yeah.
You know, your talking characters are mumbling the whole time, right? And then
Like
all of
you
a sudden
said.
you get this freaking banger.
Mhm,
Freaking
yeah.
banger of a freaking song. So start this one at 10 seconds.
All right, give me a sec here. I gotta
Okay.
pull it open in an actual
one quick
window.
little note, Eric. Morgan, can you write down the timestamp, because this is actually the one Mario copyrighted song. That's why in like a lot of videos, people will actually mute the part where they're doing this one shine with the music in the background.
So
We're fine to play this on the stream. Just for the VOD, you will actually have to like trim
You'll
it
have
down
to
by
cut
like 10
that out,
seconds.
yeah.
and if Nintendo comes for me, Morgan, you are officially fired. So I hope you
Yes.
hit the button at the right time, because that's going to be a thing. All right, starting at 10 seconds.
Mhm.
I'm going to give this the 30, just to cover our bases. Or
okay.
no, we can go a little longer, I think.
I think you can go a little longer because she goes through the whole like.
We're going to do minimal talking over this one, though, so I can easily cut it. So starting in 3, 2, and 1. That song literally came out of nowhere.
It did.
Which I'm going to be honest with you, I don't even think Super Mario Odyssey is that great a game.
I loved it, but I liked it.
I can see why people love it. I can totally see why. I just don't think it's peak Mario, but that segment alone really does send that game into a whole other level.
Easily the best part of the game.
Yes, it makes. I think if you didn't have this segment in the game, I think the game would have kind of just been there. But that really does, kind of take it to the next level. Thank you, Morgan. You get to keep your job for now.
I don't know. I kind of tried to think outside the box with music that I had, because I could have easily chosen any Witcher song. I could have chosen any, I could have chosen Assassin's Creed, but those are the obvious answers, right? Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, these are solid picks.
Yeah, these were all surprises from you.
Yeah, so like I said, you triggered a core memory with me that I didn't think I had until that Sims thing. And I was like, whoa. That brought back a lot. That was when I still had like the old white tower PC with the big like ass CRT monitor and shit. Like
baby.
That was a core. That was like, damn, good times.
Back then where you thought the computer was the screen, but it's really this box next to you.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I was like, I got those two confused because they were about the same size. So you're like, they gotta be equally as important, right?
We still have people at work that call the tower the modem. Like, my modem's not working. God. And I'm like, whoa.
My modem? Yeah, see, that's like next level. That's like they're trying to be smart, but they really don't know what they're talking about. Like, it's one thing to say, like, my screen isn't working, but really it's the computer. But if you're gonna say it's the modem, I don't know.
Yeah, the modem.
Funny. All right.
I've had people literally ask me, like, can you give me access to somebody's email? And I'm like, no. Why would I do that?
A funny question.
Yeah. Like, they're just like, yeah, just do that. I'm like, no. And then they get mad, like, why not? All right. We're gonna go over to Dill's selections now. Now, Dill has a whole plethora for us here, but Dill's gonna be nice and kind of give us his tops. Okay.
Why is Dill's name still with 2 L's?
You know what? No, I'm not gonna lie. I do this every single time I put Dill's name because I think of Dill Pickle.
He's a big Dill Pickle.
All right, what's our first song?
So it's not the one that I posted. It's the one I've reposted down there. That's the best one in my personal opinion. So it's actually at the bottom now.
Okay.
Okay, here, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So
Any particular,
Are we
any
starting from the
particular spot?
beginning?
start from the beginning and go till about 1 minute, I think 1 minute 20 seconds. This is the final boss music for a Metal Gear Solid Rising Revengeance, basically.
You guys like your
Alright.
boss music.
Yeah,
They're
dude,
really
boss
good.
music. Let's go.
This is like one of the best songs I think in the game, honestly, and there's a lot of really good songs in this game. So we're starting.
Here we go.
No, you can count us down.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
That's what I was waiting
Three.
for.
Yeah.
You're gonna count us down.
Sorry, I'm counting down right now. Sorry. 3, 2, and 1. This shit sounds like Tron.
It really does,
Yeah.
but it's so good.
I want to get on a light bike. Dang, it got brutal
builds
out of
up.
nowhere.
And then the drum right there. God damn.
Dude,
Yep.
that double bass
Yep. I listen to this on a daily basis.
on his bike ride to work. He's just like,
I walk to work.
he just
Yeah.
randomly walks to work shoving people in the street.
I mean,
And
I
then
play
the
Doom
voice
Eternal
starts.
music when walking, so I'm just like.
God. Yes, you do, Morgan. You do have to play it sometime, and this is why you should play it. And you can stop
Sick.
now. Oh,
That
God
is
damn.
That is the Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. It has to be this
That's
way
sick.
platinum mix.
Yep, it's so good. It's one of my favorite sounds. The entire soundtrack, like from the game itself, is a banger. But like, that's the best song in my personal opinion in there. Like, god damn.
Damn, you had some like Megalovania in here. That's sick.
Yeah, Sans is one of my favorite characters from Undertale. So yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
Just for time's sake, Dill, give us 3 more.
3 more. This one's too long, so I can't do that one. That's way too long. Let's do the Hades one.
Okay, here we go. This is
So this one. This one play until about 1 minute 30, I'd say.
all right. This is Hades in the Blood. Starting in 3, 2, and 1. Oh yeah, this is a good one.
It really is. This is the outro song from finishing the game.
Hey, these nuts.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Okay, I can see why Dill likes this.
Yeah.
What's that supposed to mean?
I know Dill.
As soon as I finished the main story and I heard this, I was just like, damn, I'm jamming for a few minutes now.
Chibi's like, what is this?
This is such a great song.
Yeah, it really is. And when Orpheus joins in as well, the duet. God damn.
That was Hades in the Blood. So the first thing I got from that, although interesting enough, like one, I can tell kind of Dill's taste. Dill's got gothic vibes to him. He doesn't admit it. He won't admit it directly, but I think deep down he's got a little goth in him.
What else? I mean, my music taste is quite random, so like,
Yeah.
that's all I can silly say.
Yeah, but I think it's in there. But one thing I did notice off of this, Zen ruined it with D's nuts.
Of course
Boo
it
this man.
Boo
One thing I did notice
Zen.
about it is it's very James Bond. Like it has
Yeah.
James Bond like
Yeah.
intro song vibes.
It does.
Are we talking like old school James Bond or
Well,
old school James
all
Bond,
of them
I'd
do a
say.
song like all the James Bond movies has that signature type of song to them.
because like Skyfall didn't have that feel at all, in my opinion.
Well,
And
yeah.
that was like a what is her name?
Yeah. No, Skyfall was Billie Eilish, right? No, Skyfall
No.
was
No.
No Time
Skyfall's
to Die was
Adele.
Billie Eilish.
Adele.
Adele was
Adele was
Skyfall.
Skyfall, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Billie Eilish was No Time to Die.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Adele's is a little weird.
Mm.
Or a
I
little
liked
different.
it, but that's fine.
But I forget, like Jack White even did one, and it has that signature like James Bondy kind of vibe to it. I got James Bond vibes from it, so I thought it was pretty cool. All right, Dill, throw another one in the coin bank here. Pick up
Okay,
the
so you're
jukebox.
gonna go for Pokemon Mission Dungeon Explore the Sky Dialga's Fight to finish.
All right, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon
So-
DX yada 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 super song.
So you're gonna go to probably about a minute and a half of this one.
All right, fight to finish.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon?
Oh,
No.
shit.
Where
Yeah.
is it?
Dude,
The-
Dill's
the
trying to get
Explore
us
the Sky.
sued.
Oh no.
No,
Yeah, I found it.
this song is used quite a lot in YouTubers' videos.
Okay.
What point were we starting?
130.
From the start until 1 at 30.
Oh,
okay.
1 to
Alright.
130. Okay.
Here we go. In. Whoops, sorry. 3, 2, and 1. Okay.
Yep.
Well, it's a solid choice of your Doom song, Dill.
Thank you.
I like it. I like it.
It has that little. I feel like Toby Fox probably get inspired by this kind of stuff.
I mean, he was inspired by games like this. Definitely Earthbound.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of Earthbound in Undertale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like this.
Jam into
See,
this
I can get
while
down
being
with
go
this.
Time. Yeah.
Whoop, Dill just glitched out a second there, but he's back.
Did I? Oh,
It's just
sorry.
like,
Discord's being a butt.
It got Dill's unhappy face and then paused. All right, that is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of the Sky.
Yep.
Good stuff. You guys all have solid
Nice.
picks. I need to listen to more video game music.
I tell you, there's some good stuff. There's some good stuff.
A lot of
in
my
here.
video game music is like games I haven't even played. They're just solid as soundtracks.
mm-hmm.
Like Moonlighter,
Yeah.
solid. Like it's an indie title. Really good music.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite segments we've done on this show. We should like
Oh, yeah.
revisit this regularly. All right, Dill,
Oh, yeah.
you've got one more quarter for the jukebox. What are we doing?
One more. Do I want to do this one? Oh yeah.
All right, what are we doing?
So we're gonna do Bloodborne soundtrack, Ludwig
Okay.
the Accursed, and the Holy Blades,
All right.
and you're gonna go about 3 minutes 30 seconds in, and you're gonna go all the way until about 5 minutes in.
3:30.
So a
to
minute and a half. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3:30 to 5. All right. In Bloodborne, Ludwig the Accursed, and the Holy Blade in 3, 2, and 1. Okay.
Something bad is
Spooky.
happening.
Something
Oh,
bad's
it
going to
does.
happen.
Oh, it does.
Oh, it's
I'm telling you,
Bonetail.
dude. I'm telling you, dude. Dill has goth in him.
Dill needs to do a stream with like
This is giving
black
me like
lipstick and
Mordor
eyeliner.
vibes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get Dill a Hot Topic gift card.
Just wait. It gets better, the soundtrack. It hits that point. Holy moly.
Give it to me. Here it comes.
There it is.
Yeah.
God damn.
And this is where I die.
Literally.
Was it, oops, I lost my blood echoes.
There's nothing worse than
I lost
that.
my sanity.
Guess what, guys? You died.
You died.
That's a big ass mug. I didn't realize it was so big.
Yep.
And then
About as big as my head.
We need a collab of Goth Dill and Emo Zen.
I mean, I've done emo
There it is.
rock before.
God, this soundtrack's so good. I hate the boss, but I love the soundtrack from this boss.
Yeah, this is good.
I beat this boss my first try. Come at me, Dill.
There's nothing like getting to the point where in the music it gets all epic and then you fucking die and then
Yes,
Right?
That's
That's
the
some
best
shit.
thing.
That's me every time.
shit.
It's like, God damn it. Just when it was
I
getting
die,
good.
but god damn, the soundtrack's so good. But god damn. Yeah, and that's
what she said.
my little snippet of all the songs I posted. Obviously, there
Yeah.
are way more, but you know, I'm kind of like I got a little carried away.
Dill had some solid picks, dude. Like I said, I think Dill's
Yeah.
got a little bit of goth and industrial in him. I
I
really
will
do.
say, if you guys get a chance also to, in your spare time, listen to Buried Alive from Devil May Cry 5.
I actually already did.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
was hearing
previewed
that.
every single one of your songs.
yeah.
All right, guess it's my turn. All right, let me get a jukebox quarter. Okay, so mine are a little more retro, surprisingly enough. So, what we got here? This is my favorite Zelda song of all time, and it's the Kuriko Village theme, but it is
Aw.
the A Link to the Past version.
Okay.
And do you
In all
prefer
its-
this to any other version?
This is the one I go to. There's other versions that do it very similar and they do it well, but like this is like prime my favorite. This is my like flashback to, you know, Super Nintendo era Erik. Obviously we're gonna have to keep a good majority of silence during this one because I'll probably have to cut this one too. We'll start at the beginning, go about a minute in.
Okay.
In 3, 2, and 1. This.
Zen's just jamming the air guitars out.
Sorry. Never been more amped in my life.
This is my sanity, like relax. This is one of like I'm angry. I need to relax things.
Aw.
Yeah, this is just my reminder that Everis hasn't finished this game.
That's why she's so quiet about it.
You told me to keep talking to a minimum. This
Yeah, that-
song gives me a completely different effect. I do like the song,
Is it trigger
but
you?
but it brings back all the memories and the frustration. Not as much as like the main theme would. You know, the one where you like walking in the main areas and
Yeah, the overworld theme.
yes. But it still brought back because this song played. This is the song that played, and you knew you were safe. But
Yeah.
then but that was the only time you were safe. And everywhere else, I just had a rotten, not a rotten time, but like I just had a hard fucking time.
let's just be realistic here. Your Legend of Zelda Link to the Past, worm boss moment is your Dark Souls 3 Eric Dark Souls 3 moment where you're just like, fuck this and leave.
It's frustrating because it's like one of those games where I wanted, and it's not like I'm never gonna go back, but I wanted to really like it, but I ended up just getting pissed off. And
exactly.
I don't know. I'll go back, but it just fucking pissed me off.
All right. Another one of my favorites here. The Scott Pilgrim versus the World video game. It's a side scroller, like retro looking beat 'em up. But if you didn't know, Scott Pilgrim is also very punk rock inspired, and you hear it a lot in the music theme of the game. And it also has like.
Has everyone here seen the movie?
Yeah,
I have seen the movie. Fun fact: I didn't like it.
Zen has never seen the movie.
I've actually never seen it.
Oh,
I didn't like the movie. I'm sorry, Eric.
What did you not like about this movie before I start this song?
I didn't vibe with it. It just didn't appeal. For some reason, when I first watched it, I watched it when I was like a teenager. It just didn't appeal to me.
There's a lot of references in it. Like, yeah, there's a lot of references in it where if like you didn't grow up in the scene at that time, they would kind of go over your head a little. But there's a lot of like, I guess, niche references in that movie.
Yeah, I mean,
PAL was the same way.
It has some really funny moments, I will say. Like I think the scene where he jumps out the window to avoid that girl. That I laughed my ass off on that one.
That's good shit. See?
And the entire time, Chris Evans' character, I was laughing so hard at that. That was my two favorite moments in the movie, and that's it.
I'm gonna go till about a minute in on this, starting from the top. All right. This is the Just Like in the Movies from Scott Pilgrim versus the World video game soundtrack. 3, 2, and 1. This is one of those ones where like I was having a miserable time in this game because it is difficult, but this like totally uplifts it and changes the whole feel. And it's got like little hoppy moments in it, like the burp, burp. It's just melodic. I love melodic video game songs.
Same.
And then like I purposely kept dying in this level just to keep hearing this.
Aww.
This kind of reminds me of some like classic NES games that I used to listen to that had great soundtracks.
And then it loops back in. But yeah, great killer soundtrack on that game. A lot of good stuff in that game. And thankfully you can get it again. There was a time where you couldn't get the game anymore, and then they kind of re-released it. Anna Monoguchi is the artist that did most of the music on this game. But great fucking track. And then my last pick of the jukebox here is a classic that I would hope any elder gamer here will pick up on. This is the Dr. Wily theme from Mega Man 2. Been covered by many an artists that are into video games.
I've heard the metal version of this.
Yeah, it's so good. I'm gonna go ahead and start.
What are we playing up to?
We'll go about 40 to 50, about 40 to a minute in. I'll say a minute because it does loop. It's a looper.
Okay.
All right. Starting in 3, 2, and 1. It's literally just classic melody. 4 bits. That's all this is. 4 bits of music.
I've heard this one before.
I think any Mega Man fan has heard this.
I've heard this. That specific tune, that like Murder one. That one I've heard before.
I feel like this song is single-heartedly like responsible for that whole chiptune boom that happened a few years back, when like NES music like made waves out of nowhere. Again, it's just simple melody. And then it really does fit the whole, like, fury that's going on in the level when you're playing it. Good stuff. This one brings back a lot of memories.
Mm-hmm.
And then it loops back. That is the Dr. Wily Mega Man 2 theme.
You work with so little, they end up with so much. I love it.
I know, right? Like, there's some dude in a room, they're like, you have 4 bits to work with, make us songs, and then this dude cranks out this. Bet. Morgan hates it? What the hell?
No.
Why do you hate it?
She hates the fact that
she hates Zenith. That's okay.
Zen's necklace clasp is showing.
Oh, okay.
More like this.
Oh, I get it. His Triforce is also crooked as hell.
I put it like that on purpose.
Oh, because the mic hits it?
No, because her OCD is really, really
It
bad.
annoys Morgan, that's why he does it.
Oh, it annoys Morgan? I see. So before we wind down on while we wind down on this music section here, I do want to do a very special, like, honorable mention, but we can't do it for obvious reasons. You got to owe a lot of credit to the Tony Hawk games and
Oh yeah,
what they did in terms of soundtrack, because Tony Hawk exposed a lot of people to that genre of music, punk rock, emo, etc. in the late 90s to 2000s that hadn't heard it yet, but they played video games like crazy. There's tons of iconic songs in those video games which I think Dill's muted if he's talking.
Huh?
Oh, there you go. It looked like you were talking, but nothing was coming out. Yeah, you were doing that. So,
he's a goldfish.
Yeah, Dillfish. But
he's a dilf-ish.
Dillfish. There you go. But he's like, that whole team that made those games really did put a lot of emphasis on that soundtrack, and it made those games. I don't think the Tony Hawk games would have been as successful if they didn't go the music routes that they did, because that really is a huge factor in those games. And there's songs in there like Goldfinger's Superman, which is now synonymous with that video game, to the point where Tony Hawk will show up on stage with them and sing the song every now and then in a blue moon.
Cool.
So a lot of bands owe a lot to Tony Hawk for putting their music in the game, and then, Tony Hawk owes a lot to those bands for making those games sell as well as they did. So that was just an honorable mention that I wish we could play a lot of music from, but a lot of it is super copyrighted, so we cannot do it, unfortunately. But those games were also a huge impact on me music-wise, and I learned about a lot of artists that I never thought I would through those games. So that is our music segment. What do we all think? Do we all have a favorite? Before we close out here? We'll start with anybody.
Like a favorite of our favorites?
Out of this whole list, did we have a favorite?
Tough one.
It's really hard to pinpoint.
It's hard to pinpoint.
It's hard to pinpoint something, because music is emotional. For me, at least. And it's like one of those things where it's like, I'm emotional for this. I'm emotional for that.
It's a moment in time that kind of triggers your memory.
Yeah.
Yes.
It really is.
I definitely think one of my favorites from every single person's picks. So yes, I will actually make my own pick. So Dil, my favorite that you did was the Hades song, because that one was just so good, and
that's a good one.
And Erik, your
Gave me
favorite
Evanescence vibes.
Yeah, I can
Lots
hear
of
the
Evanescence vibes.
Yeah, I could hear that totally.
And then Erik, from your playlist, I especially loved Mega Man 2, because that's a classic. It's a favorite. And then Everis, I actually really like the Dragon Age one that the first showed. That one was just like very powerful.
That song gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, she threw it down with the Dragon Age one. I'll give her that. Good pick.
Those are my picks of my favorites.
What do you got, Dil? Any favorites?
From Zen's list, I probably would say, I mean, the Pokemon ones obviously would be the normal choice, I'd say, but I actually would say the Paper Mario one was pretty good.
Yeah, the Paper Mario one
That was
slamming
the
too.
most shocking
Yeah.
to me.
Bit surprise.
Yeah, because like, oh, Paper Mario, this is gonna be so nice, and then all of a sudden, this satanic choir, I'm like, whoa.
So it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting that in this list, Mario did it twice, but they were two different types of songs that came out of nowhere, and you're like,
that's exactly why I picked it.
I was like, what the? This is all Mario? How?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Then Everis, probably the Journey to Skyhole was pretty good. I would say I like that one probably quite a bit. You know, not being biased to my orders or anything like that, but like that one was definitely good. And then Eric's, let's have a look.
I know they're not gothy, but one of them will
Where's
trigger
Eric's?
you. One
I
award
don't have
for you.
Eric's list. The Scott Pilgrim one was actually pretty good. I like that
Yes.
one. Yeah.
I
I
love
did
the
like
Scott
the
Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It honestly brought me to the movie, which the movie was not first,
Yeah.
but it's my first exposure to Scott Pilgrim.
It was
and
a
so
lot
brought
of
me
people.
there.
Very few people knew it was like an anime, or no, I'm sorry, a manga. Like, is that how you say it? A manga?
Manga.
Yeah,
Comic,
very
I
few
think
people
was
knew it was a manga. So great movie. Like I said, the movies, I could see how the movies hit or miss for some people, but the game is really great. If you're into those old like side-scrolling like beat 'em up games, yeah. Let's get some census in the chat here. What were some of your picks? Do any of these songs entice you to go play that game? That would also be good to know. While we go through the administrative business here, so we are actually off on the next pod, so we do not return until. Where's the calendar date? Damn it. I always do this,
The
guys.
7th.
Yes, thank you. That was what I was going to say. The 7th. We are back on the 7th of September. So enjoy the rest of the month off. We will not be here, but I will have some back to the backlog for you guys. And then we're going to have some content ready for you guys to crank out. We got some clips coming that we're cranking through. So we're going to add that stuff over the break. And then I'm trying to remember if we have anything else. There's nothing else down the pipe. We are almost to episode 50. So we got to start deciding as a group what we're going to do for episode 50 between the panel here. So we got to work on that. And
I have some ideas.
you have some ideas? All right. And then
Yeah, I'll discuss after.
we're also almost close to the end of the year for us. We've got like 2 more months. 2.5 more months, and then we go down to the end of the year, and then we all go on break. So, guys, if you've been hanging out today, we appreciate it. You can do ! social media. That will get you all the links to the YouTube channel where you can find the show on, Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff. And go check it all out for us. Instagram, Spotify, TikTok. We all got it up there. Let's look at some of these picks here. So, Zen's suggestion is 50 Shades of Games. Well, that actually passes the title. That's actually pretty good. But we do have to decide on a title. Let's see here. Morgan says Bone Tail. She loves Bone Tail, the one for Skyhold, and the one for Mega Man, and the one for Metal Gear Rising. Morgan's going to bang her head to Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
Yep.
That might work as an episode title. 50 Shades of Games. We might do that. So if you hung out with us, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and we're going to sign off the stream here. We appreciate y'all. You guys all have a really good day and enjoy the rest of your weekend. This is Good Friends, Good Games. We'll see ya.
Bye-bye.